Abrupt stopping of the music. Get that out of here. Yes, on the Wheelbase Studios. We're not ready to introduce ourselves just yet. This is just like what they call it, the Shadow Show. Help me out here. Is that what it's called? Shadow Show. Oh, Royce, I can't hear you there, Royce. This is what we do.
I pressed my mute button.
There he is. There he is, man. I'm mad y'all got headphones.
I can see her on here. Okay. Oh, you ain't got no head on today?
No head. I never have a head. I let my forehead breathe. You know what I mean?
You let it breathe.
Just let it breathe. Yeah. This is one of the things I'm struggling with, Royce the voice. Listen, I'm the guy who's a simple fella, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wanted life. I'm married, got my kids, got my little house, my little car.
Yes.
I'm okay. I'm doing what I want, and it's fantastic. And it's hard to care about the optics of things. You know what I mean? But I do want to have some authority, and I do want to encourage people without them looking at me like, really lose weight in your 360. I'm like, hey, swift 360, okay?
I get it.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to lose weight. I'm gonna have to dress nice. I'm gonna have to wear hats to cover up this forehead. I'm gonna have to do a lot of stuff that I really don't want to, but such it is. What's up, Monroe? Monroe, I need you to click that link. He's supposed to be joining me one of these days on the show. It's supposed to be you and your sister, but we'll just focus on you, bro.
What's up, Liggins?
Yeah, that's little Liggins. I know we getting up there.
Oh, man. That's little Liggins.
Got some grays.
Or big Liggins.
Man,
this ain't the Liggins. This. Oh wait, I know his son ain't that old.
Man,
is that whose son that is?
Yeah, the captain. Parker.
How old is he? How old is his son?
DeMario, if you're gonna put his name on the check out there.
Yeah.
How old are you, Monroe?
Yeah,
maybe he was in and out. You know how the youngsters.
Yeah. I see.
Attention span of a housefly. 12, he said. Man.
Okay, all right. Okay, that makes sense. I thought he had a grown. I was like, dang gum. I'm like, Mario started out. Boy, he came right off the porch.
Yeah.
Okay, 12. Okay, so that's good.
We're gonna discuss some things, folks. Now, little Liggins, like, we'll get into some Kendrick Lamar stuff. I know that's what you want to hear, but it's gonna be mostly presidential debate, little historical facts and fiction, and we're also going to talk about whether or not black folks are are they crabs in the barrel, right? So stick around, you'll learn a little something. Don't be afraid to share it out with the rest of your folks. All right, Miss the Aunt of Dragons, how we doing?
Living. How are you guys doing?
Very well, very well. That was very Gilded Age, very Victorian of you to wait to be introduced. I can't wait for you to just burst on the scenes, and she's very much like that old rule where you can't really talk to someone if you haven't been introduced by a mutual partner. That was a real thing. So me and Royce, let's say if we at the club in 17th century, right?
Mm-hmm.
He approached a woman that he knows. I gotta stand behind him and wait to be introduced. Otherwise, people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, he just talked to me without an introduction. What the crap is going on? Shout out to what's that? Kimberly.
The Seminoles right now. So.
Ooh, that's right. You are down there in Florida country. Seminoles, the unconquered. Right?
But don't get it twisted. Ashley's a firecracker. Don't let that soft, sweet voice fool you.
Oh, no. They'll find that.
She'll be popping off. Look, don't do it.
They'll find out. Download the app. Oh, I'm looking at old messages. Okay, y'all ready for a joke before we start the show?
What's the joke?
Okay. Oh man, now I got the joke. You ever have that happen?
That's the joke right there. Yo,
it wasn't a joke.
Oh,
you know what? Let's just do the intro, and I'll start the show with the welcome.
Yeah, you need a clean slate.
Yeah, I need a clean slate. Look, this raspberry hard seltzer with a little pinch of ginger beers is getting to me.
He said ginger beer.
Okay,
Boy, look. Where's the dun 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 dun?
there it is. And we're back. Welcome to another week of That Gum Urban Academia, the podcast, the show, whatever you want to call it. I have with me, of course, I'm your host, J-ZILLA. I know I'm a little bit rusty, right? And one Chulo Rich will not be joining us tonight, but we're gonna keep enticing him back. He's just handling some things behind the scenes. We're gonna give a nice shout out to our new producer over here, who refuses to be heard from or seen from. But I assure you, it's fantastic having her on board, Miss Angelica. That's the first mess up. All right, and I'm gonna let the folks introduce themselves. We're gonna start with the lady. Tell them who you are and where you're coming from, and where they can find you on these social medias.
Hello world, my name is Ashley, aka the Aunt of Dragons. You can always reach me at my YouTube channel. I don't have Twitter. I'm trying to decide whether I want to get rid of Facebook and get Twitter. But I'm always on Instagram, and you can always connect with me and reach out to me. And that's so funny about people like not wanting to be on camera, because I'm like, ugh. I'm like looking at myself, I'm like, ugh, why do you look like that? But my name is Ashley Collins on Dragons. That's who I am.
All right, and then the man, the myth, the legend himself, one Royce the Voice.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to be a legend, and I hopefully I'm not a myth. I hope I make it real. My name is Royce Massengill, host of Royce's Rant, co-host of Clean Cut Conversations. You know what I'm saying? What up, everybody? It's your boy Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind, man. And I haven't been on here in a minute, and it's good to be with my homie. You know what I'm saying? My homies, you feel me? Got Ashley, you know what I'm saying? And we got J-ZILLA up on here, and I'm ready to irritate some people. Let's go.
Now the show is officially started. Now we can start with the joke, just to ease everybody's mind.
Yes.
Here it is. It's the only joke that gum, what's his face? Joker got the Batman to laugh at. Okay, the only person to make Batman laugh, not smile, not smirk, to say something smart, but to laugh. A genuinely good, hearty laugh. Here it is.
Okay.
So the Joker, of course, gets captured by Batman, and he's like, "Aren't you just tired of all this?" He gets into his little, monologue or whatever, and he says to Batman, "You want to hear a joke?" And Batman at this point is just like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" All right, very grimly. And so Joker says, two people have escaped from the loony bin, as they called it back in the day. Please do not cancel me. I'm sorry. This is part of the joke. All right, two people escaped from the loony bin. They make it all the way to the roof. The only exit they have left is the building across the ways. The only thing is, it's a very, very long way across. Too long, some will say, to jump. So the one guy says, "I have an idea. You take this flashlight and shine it. I'll take this flashlight and I'll shine it across, and you just walk across. And then when you get over there, I'll toss it to you, and then you shine it for me." And the guy was like, "Are you out of your mind? I know that I'm just gonna get halfway and you're gonna turn the light on."
No? That's messed up.
All right, I'm gonna take another sip.
That's messed up. First of all, why would you do that?
Kendrick Lamar. We're talking Kendrick Lamar. We're talking the presidential debate. But first things first, are black people crabs in the barrel? Does anybody want to explain that phrase?
I want Ashley too.
Ooh, Miss the Dragons, are you up for it?
First.
Yeah, she's like, little old me, I declare I've never been selected to speak first on such a topic.
Can I explain the joke first?
Yeah, please help me out.
Batman laughs. Batman laughs because he knows that he's going to kill him. Am I allowed to say that word?
Yeah.
I don't want this sound anymore. It's hurting my head. Okay. So, crabs in a bucket.
Wait a minute. She done got rid of one of my favorite cast members, the hat. Complimented it twice so far. Review the film. I need the hat back. Unless it was just that terrible for you.
My head is too big. It doesn't fit in my head.
Man, you sit on the crown and cock it to the side or something. I don't know. Whatever. Go ahead. Go back to the joke. And first of all, I was not ready for that term. But yes, you're allowed to say you.
So, crabs in the barrel. Who put the crabs in the barrel? Because the crabs shouldn't have been there in the first place. And also, crabs are a mutation. They are a mutation from lobsters, which I'm sure you're already thinking of Jordan Peterson, right? Because lobsters are like dominant, right? Because they have the telomere gene, which means that you live longer than you're supposed to, right? I'm sure we've all been to our local zoos, and like the local turtle has been around for like 300 years, but it's like, no, but like this zoo's only been open for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. In the 1980s, there was an explosion. There was a crab revolution. 80% of crabs originated then. It allowed them more mobility, and Filipinos were the first to use that phrase politically and sociologically. In 1911, Walter Lionel George used that phrase in his book, A Bed of Roses, and it was very whimsical. It was very beautiful, right? The whole point is I'm trying to get out of the bucket because I don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
But then the crab would turn around and try to grab someone, and I can't carry you because you're too heavy. The lobster would try to carry the crab. I can't carry you because you're too heavy.
Mm.
What made Black people adopt that phrase? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
Oh yeah, we were just getting some audio and some other voices, some other faces, some pretty faces up there. Please continue.
What made Black people adopt that phrase? What made them adopt that phrase is it's in your DNA. You're a part of this. And you think that you have to get out without anyone else around you. And when you try to reach back, you're like, it's too heavy. I was talking to someone today. I'm very, very, very bad at talking to the homeless people because I know I'm going to get kidnapped one day. I know that I'm going to get murdered one day. But they're always, I was talking to this one guy one day, and he looked at the ground and he said, "Oh, I can use this." And I said, "I can give you $5. And the crabs in the bucket mentality says that you're too heavy for me to help you, which really makes me mad about these celebrities. These celebrities like John Legend or Beyonce or J-ZILLA. Sure, you're a great artist. As an artist myself, I'm not that great. I already accepted that years ago. But like you saying that, like, oh, we should help the homeless. You haven't done anything. What have you done? You made a song I can dance and bought my booty to? That's it? But yeah, that's the origins of crab and bucket.
I didn't think about it like that. Not only am I looking at something that causes me to grasp onto, right? Wait, okay, sorry. I'm trying to put it in order, and you tell me if I understood you correctly. We are supposed to be in the bucket in the first place, right? And there may be one crab who figured out, oh, I can get a little foothold or crab or claw hole here to elevate to from the level that we're at. But I'm not strong enough to carry you out with me. Just hang on. I'm gonna come back with a ladder or a rope or something. And the other person, they're just looking around and going, "Oh, I now have something to grasp onto to get myself out of here." And as that starts to repeat itself, then all of a sudden, no one is able to escape. It's like that old man who I saw the origins of the old man by the sea, talking about how the guy was like, "Hey, the crabs look like they're climbing out." And the guy, without turning around, just says, "Just keep watching." And literally, one by one, the crab pokes his head out and whoop. And it just happened over and over again. They kept each other in control. Do you feel black people have actually adopted this, or not, Mr. Royce?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think with what Ashley said, with this for that history of that, yes, I think black people have adopted that. But before it was even called crab in a bucket, you feel what I'm saying? The mentality or the action of it, it can go back as far as slavery when they put the light skinned black man against the dark skinned, black man, light skinned woman against the dark skinned woman. You know what I'm saying? And doing all these psychological effects on us, making us look down on each other and forgetting who the real enemy is. Right. And so each generation, you have a subgroup of black people that don't like to see another black man make it or another black woman make it. You feel what I'm saying? I've witnessed that. So as far as experience, yeah, I've experienced that when I came back down here to Tullahoma. There are so many crabs in the bucket, and it be your own people sometimes. Malcolm X even said that. You feel me? An interesting thing about crabs. Here's one. First of all, I understand the metaphor, but I wouldn't want to be a crab because those crabs that are pulling you from getting out of that bucket means getting out of that box that you're in of all the norms and stuff like that. Crabs don't even walk in a straight line. You feel me? And I'm trying to get out the bucket so I don't have to be a crab no more. So when I walk, I won't be walking in circles. You feel me? Them other crabs don't want you to walk in a straight line, that straight and narrow path. They want you to veer left and veer right. And they got their little pinchers and they just grab your little legs and say, "No, little brother, little sister, you ain't about to make it. If we're down here, you're going to have to be down here with us." Yes. Every race has adapted that. But I would say that black people do it more. And it's been a historical fact to the point to where there were so many heated crabs in the buckets that they killed our own martyrs, from Martin Luther King to Fred Hampton to Medgar Evers to Huey P. Newton. Yes, black people have adapted that, and I believe we need to stop. I don't like it. I do not like it. I'm gonna be honest with myself and say, have I been in a situation like that where I was the crab pulling the other crab from the bucket? Yeah, I used to be somebody like that on a subliminal note, like, man, I don't want this dude to be better than me, and that would be stuff like on sports or in track and stuff like that. I was very competitive, and I was a crab in the bucket mentally because I didn't want that other person to know, what I was doing to get faster. But then I just realized, man, I was young. This is stupid, man. This is my own teammate. Why would I not want him to be as fast as he needs to be? But in these days now, yeah, we've got a lot of that. We've got a lot of that. What's that dude on Belly, man, who eat that banana? Remember, they were just trying to hustle and make it. He was eating that banana. He was like, "I don't like that right there, man. I got to drop a dime on them." There's always one out there, man. So you got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer because it's inevitable.
Thank you so much for that, man. So, okay, I think the three of us are on the same page as far as the crab and the bucket mentality, that we've adopted it, kind of where it comes from. Yes, Mr. Dragons.
I think the crabs and bucket thing is more of a men thing. I think that women will always be competitive with one another, But with men, I don't think it has anything to do with race. I went to Dave and Buster's today. This is gonna sound random, but hear me out for a second. All the little boys were like being competitive against each other, and then they let the girls win, right? So I think the crabs in a bucket has more to do with men and has nothing to do with race.
So I'm gonna push back on that. I don't think it's necessarily that women aren't as competitive at the very least.
But
I
women
think
are
it's more so
yes, unnecessarily.
we fight in different ways. That's all. By and large, there are absolutely some women out there that will walk up to a dude and try to swing on him. Right? It usually doesn't go their way, but some exceptions are everywhere.
Guilty.
But there's another way of doing it. Of like, man, this birth of filming each other and catching the so-called Karens, right? I love one of my favorite version of that. It's like, you don't need to be here. Who are you? Give me your ID. It's like, lady, I don't know who you are. I don't know you're not a service member. She's like, no, give me your ID.
Right.
He's like, no, I'm not giving you anything. Then what do you see next? You know what I mean? So we just fight in different ways, right? So I'm with you though. I don't like using broad strokes unless it's about some sort of a fact, right? This is something that obviously exists throughout the animal kingdom. Hence the phrase "crabs in the bucket."
But
right?
why do you men? You're in charge. I'm so sorry, but I do want to ask this: why do you men stick together better than women? Like
Is
I
it
said,
a matter?
so sorry, but why do you men stick together better?
Why do we stick together?
Yeah, men, all men.
I see. I see when you say that, it's like I don't what. I'll say it like this. I think men have. I think men can establish friendships a little quicker. It don't take much to find you a homie real quick. Like you could be at a bar and y'all may have the same favorite team, and the next thing you know, men we're buddies like that. You know, like, oh man, you like Tennessee, I like Tennessee too. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we best friends, right? Yeah, so I agree with you as far as I think men can establish like friendships quicker because it don't take much. We're not that complex. Like we're not looking to see like like, oh, he like what I like. Okay, cool, man. Let's kick it. But yeah, that's how we are. You feel me? I think for women, man, it take a little. I don't know. Y'all be analyzing like her toes or something, man. She wear white
okay, but it's not like it's this separate thing, right? It's just done in a different way.
Yeah.
Right. Because like for women, like if you think about it, like men, I think we have more spaces of release. Right. It used to be you go to the gym, you go to the bar, you go fight in the street. You got the arena. Even back in the day in the Roman times, like we're gonna get out here and work some stuff out. Like Jefferson, I think is the only president that had a duel on the White House lawn. Like we have more outlets that are acceptable by society. Women always talk to be perfect, right? If you think about ladies in waiting, like we talked about earlier, 17th century or so, like they were learning how to read, speak German, French, English, dance, crochet, play the piano at concert levels. They had so much they had to do because you didn't know how you can fit in. You have to be able to fit in with whatever lord or knight that comes through, right? Because your job was to keep the home and keep the man happy and support him. However, and so how do I do that? Well, I make sure that I am proficient in a myriad of different subjects, literature, even battle planning in some cases. You know what I mean? So we men built a lot of spaces for ourselves to get this stuff out. So that seems to be more healthy. Women have to be way more precise, right? I can't go and say, ugh, I think you look ugly. You got to go, oh, I love how you just wear anything and walk off. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
It's the same thing. It's throwing hands, but in their way. Like I've seen Love and Hip Hop. That's more of a modern woman sort of arena, right?
Scripted.
But it used to be whispers behind fans, but they were tearing each other up. But they just made it happen in a way that I'm not going to take you down and you don't take me down in front of these prospects out here. They're the
Right.
women, these balls and stuff. It looks all nice and pretty and proper and prim, but those were the women's battlegrounds, and also their daggum hunting grounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my favorite things. I've got a daughter in college now, and she pointed some girl out. And she was like, "How does someone have the confidence to even wear something like that?" I said, "Well, some people are out here simply just to get an MRS degree, the Mrs. degree, right? They're just looking for a wedding ring." So yeah, you kind of present yourself in a way that says, "Hey, I'm available and willing. What's up?"
You got a daughter in college now?
Told you don't see these grades, man. Yeah, sophomore.
I'm trying to, man, dang, everybody kids growing up and stuff like, man, I ain't got no little
You're a
dropping.
guy. You can start at 80 like that gum.
But that means, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what you got to get them younger then, because they fertile. That's why, there you go. The older I get, the younger I got to get them.
Here's my goal for tonight, and all the
All
shows
right.
that I do are trying to literally lay out that these different sides that we see aren't as far apart as we think.
Mm-hmm.
We try to put the appropriate labels on the appropriate groups of people. And like you said, make sure we keep an eye on the prize on who the quote unquote enemy is. Right? Us Christians out there, we have the privilege of having an easy trap door. Right? The devil did everything, that gummit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems unfair to have such an easy out. Why would they do the devil? Right? But we want to expand to people who may not be believers or even understand what that means. So, what are we trying to do here? Who would you say is quote unquote the enemy? Is it ourselves? Is it the boogeyman, the white man? Right? Is it women who ain't acting right? Like if women act right, then men will act right, and then life will be great. What is it? Hit me, Royce.
Who is the enemy? Well, in general, the enemy is Satan. That's first and foremost, and then from there, he just sends all his little spiritual little demons out there and attached to whoever has that weak vessel, right? So now, if you want to get down to now this is just my personal thing. The enemy, our American government is the enemy. How about that? Our American government is the enemy because we, the people, have the power, and we don't see that right now. We're fighting each other over our slave masters, and they're just sitting there laughing at us like, look at these little kids out here just arguing over us when we already know who's going to be the president, you know?
Who's the
So
you say the government is this some like alien conglomerate or something? Who is the government?
who is so you do we want to talk about the American government or the government that you don't see? We can go.
Yes.
We can go there. The American government or the government we don't see? Because we know we know the American government. We know who's in the American government, right? As far as what they show us, right? TV, television, Secretary of State, Vice President, President. You might even get to see the general. You know what I mean? Maybe. But what about the people we don't see? I actually know what I'm talking about. What about the people we don't see? What about the Bilderberg Group? What about the Trilateral Commission or the Council on Foreign Relations? What about these cats that we don't see who are holding the little puppet strings out there, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers? You feel what I'm saying? Like those are the real enemies. Because to me, it's like if I'm not seen and I have real power is moving things without even being seen. That's the real power. Feel me? And that's what they're doing. The people we're looking at on TV are not who you think they are. They're not as powerful as you think they are. The enemy is not seen right now. We had to tap into that spiritual thing to see, what evil spirit is attaching to some of these government officials out here. You feel me? That's how I'll break it down right now. I'm gonna let Ashley take off.
Hold on, let give her some space. Let my girl cook. Are you saying no? Like, take me down. Take me down.
I think that I have international friends, which I probably shouldn't say, and I'm not going to say names, but they send me posts all the time, and it's supposed to be a joke. They're making fun of us all the time. And I laugh, but I'm like, but this is happening present tense. Do we want to talk about this, or do you want me to not talk about this?
Please, that's why I have y'all on. Educate me, because I'm unaware. I only look at the people I can, verify with my eyes, online in the position. Who's on payroll? Who I can at least see who's on payroll.
Do you want me to talk about the cats and the dogs that are being eaten off the street?
That will be a great. Save that one. Royce wrong for that. We'll save that one for when we transition to the debate talk. But yeah, talk to me about the people who are the unseen out there. Because here's the thing, Ashley and Royce. When I hear people talk about, we try to, I guess, label correctly who the enemy is, and you said the government. I hate when it's done like that, because the government just it's almost a shield for the real people involved. There are people who are donating to different campaigns. Some corporations like a Coca-Cola or Big Tobacco or Big Pharmacy donate to both sides, right? So when you say people, when we say who's the enemy, we want to know who the people are. Name names, especially these invisible ones.
But that's what I'm just saying though. Like, okay, I say those last names because those are you can't just say people because there's peoples. So I mean, the reason why I say the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller, the J.P. Morgans, those are our enemies because they have no interest in the people. Period. They suck us dry. They're the ones that make these make all these laws and just control the money. Make the money. The Federal Reserve. You may see somebody that's that may be the vice president of the board or the president of the board of the Federal Reserve, but then you don't ever see that other guy. Like the enemy altogether. Like how you say spiritually, the enemy is Satan, but then Satan has his little soldiers out there that attach themselves to other individuals. And so if I were to give you a name, I'm going to say John D. Rockefeller, his family. All right. When I say the Rothschilds, I'm talking about the whole family over there overseas. When I talk about J.P. Morgan and Chase, I'm talking about the whole family overseas. Like those people that you will never see. I'll tell you who was an enemy, because you can't just name just one person. Henry Kissinger. That man was crazy. Lyndon B. Johnson. He was an enemy. You feel me? Woodrow Wilson. There's so many you can name. You feel me? But you just put them in that subgroup. Like these families that we do not see that control, these banks and all these loans and these high interest rates. Like, and to be honest, to be real, you're never really gonna see them. You may know them by the family name, but you're never really gonna see who the real enemy is. We just know who it is in general.
Ashley,
me.
No. He said, Ashley, how is it that they have accumulated all this power?
I worked at a job once where I tried to report them because they were doing very disgusting things, and I received quite. We can complain all we want. They have power. And then we say, who is they? I can give you names. I literally gave names. I typed out names. And then they were like, I received nothing. No response. The establishment is right there. You're working for them, and you're too scared and cowardly because you don't want to live in one bedroom apartment with one bathroom. You don't need 50 bathrooms. You don't need 20 cars. You have an obligation to do the right thing.
And they don't do it. And they don't do it.
I did it.
Trust me, I think you said that they're not.
Multiple.
I think they're
out there, and they won't hire me. I don't want to lie because I'm a snitch. I will snitch on anyone. I'm a problem snitch.
That's right. Works at GWB.com. I literally have a shirt that says snitch activism, snitch rights.
Hey, what they say, snitch meant, sorry, Negro. I'm trying to come home. That's what it meant.
Oh my goodness, I'm writing that down.
For real.
So okay, you guys are saying that we have to label the enemy, saying the enemy is government, and even beyond that, people who control government with their extravagant wealth. And I'm saying there's like not even 3,500 billionaires on the planet. How is it that they have accumulated so much power, and how they're able to take it? I think you can look at one of those old school driving manuals, right? When you come to a four-way stop, right, and it's technically your turn to go, that does not mean you have the right of way. The right of way has to be given. And this is what I believe about them. We could live in a symbiotic world, sort of like the animal kingdom, right? The crocodiles, and it's the crocodiles with the what are they call the Egyptian plovers. I don't ever say it right.
Yeah.
But basically, when the crocodile opens its mouth, it allows the birds to rest there. Now, the crocodile could eat a whole buffet of birds with one snap of his jaw.
Right.
But he doesn't. Why? Because they get all that plaque, all that bacteria out of their mouth. So it's a symbiotic relationship, right?
Right.
So they have to work hand in hand. And what I'm saying is, how have they gotten all of that power? Have they accumulated over all these years? Well, we've given it to them. And once you first understand that, then you can sort of, trace back how you're able to get things done. And my goal on this show, and I'm sure, Clean Cut Conversations and Royce's Rant in its way, and the Aunt of Dragons in her way, we're trying to illuminate some of this stuff and make it an ideological movement. Because we've seen what happens when it's trapped inside individuals. Martin Luther King, sure, have your civil rights. Sure, put a chokehold on the economical busing and transit system down there in Alabama. But as soon as you start talking to fellow poor whites and black and brown people about unionizing so your conditions are met in your health, so that you get a good pay, so that you have time to, I don't know, spend the money or take a nap and not working 7 days, 10 to 12 hours a day. Now, all of a sudden, he gets assassinated. Malcolm X showcased to people, and this gets lost all the time, he literally took the United States of America to court, the world court. He sued a country, not just a country, the country, while he was living in conditions that would not allow for him to elevate, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, he had to go. Like, look at what they were able to accomplish and how. It wasn't the marching and the singing, as wonderful as that was, right? It wasn't Rosa Parks getting tired and sitting in the colored only section and just didn't follow a little technicality that if the white section fills up, now we move to the color section and you have to get up. And she was just like, no, not today. What did they do? How were they able to actually get things done? Well, they started talking about people's pockets. Same thing with Fred Hampton. You mentioned him earlier, Royce. Literally, he went to some white supremacy meetings and said, aren't y'all tired of the way you're policed as well? Didn't you have this person die at the hands of police needlessly? And it wasn't until then, because he did all the marching and they had all the guns, they had, was educating their kids and feeding the kids and doing all these things. They were not designated as terrorists that were more dangerous than Soviet Union, Russia, with all of its missiles, until they started getting these smaller groups together. I'm going to get the Mexican gangs over here and the white supremacists over here and my fellow black folks over here to all work together to start providing for ourselves and stop looking for the government to save us. Then all of a sudden he had to die. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
how are we going to accomplish this? How do we get rid of not only the crab in the barrel mentality, how do we break the barrel itself?
Ashley, you want to go? What you say?
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I said that I've been talking too much. I thought your turn.
Oh, go ahead, Royce. Royce's voice. Take us
What? I thought I was okay. So repeat the question. How do we get what? How do we get what back? How do we get?
How do we? Man, that's a good question. What's a better way of saying it? How do we push that ideology that says that us 99%, let's say, in the United States, how is it that we aren't the ones with the power? How come we're not the ones dictating terms to the governing officials and even the 3,500 world billionaires, right? Well, there's 300 million people, right? Around 200 million which in the United States that are adults. How is it that these 3,500 billionaires are dictating terms to us and not the other way around? And how can we accomplish that?
All right. So again, you know, they've been doing this for hundreds of years. If I can just focus just on America and where we're at, right? They've been doing this for hundreds of years of making themselves feel more superior than the human beings that live here. Historically, they started with black people. They made us feel inferior to white people. They made us feel like we were 3/5 of a human being. And I feel like those are those things that can be passed from generation to generation. You know, as we get further into the timeline, you know, it starts to affect not only just black people, but all races of people in America. Because as you see, we got different classes and stuff like that. It's a little more classism than it is racism now. I mean, there's still a little spew of racism out here and there, but like, you know, green is that new color now. But I think America's done a great job with media, propaganda, all these artists and stuff out here making these millions and millions of dollars and making songs like I got money, you don't. Lotto got songs called Broke Joke or Brokey. You know what I mean? It's like, golly, it's just like, it really makes you feel inferior, even just down to somebody that's just already living in a lower class kind of, you know, life or just trying to make it through life. And then I turn on a song and then I hear this. This is something that's coming from all angles, from our music to our movies to our politicians, to people that we just meet on the street that may have a higher class than we are and how they are. Like, they say the American dream, but then at the same time, it's kind of hard to grasp sometimes, you know. Even the stuff you see online on IG, how to make $1 million in 2 weeks, you know, and then first what you got to do is pay me $1 million. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, you know, it's not like they're making the path to the American dream. I ain't gonna say it ain't. I'm not gonna say that it should be easy, but it's just like, it's a mental. I can't say that word. It's a mental frap, man. It's just a mental frap. It's a mental frap, and they're making us feel like that we are inferior and we are not. That's the psychological part. How do we break out of that? Man, we got to do some soul searching for real. And then first, we really do got to bring God in the picture, because if we don't recognize God in this picture, we're not going to recognize our own power. I think people have forgot, and it's just crazy. And I hate to say this, it's a little segue into what we'll talk about later. Liberals have lost faith in everything. It seems like they don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. It's all that, you know. So you got to have some type of belief system. You've got to believe that there is a higher power in order to understand your power, to take back the power that we gave these people. I don't think they understand. You know, that's why Black Panther said power to the people. How important that is. Our votes. It's power, it's money, it's value. You know, we just give our votes for free, like we, you know, the prostitutes or something, without getting paid. Like, hey, we gave you our vote, but then you didn't pay us back, though. Like, you know, people have to recognize in their mind, and it starts with you and within those four walls of your family and your mama and daddy. They're going to have to instill in you how powerful you are as a human being, how much you need to have God in your life, and somewhere in there. And I'm saying you got to be perfect. But that's going to help you realize how important and powerful you are, and you'll be able to use the gifts that God gave you to get that power back and put all these other mofos in place. I'm gonna leave it right there.
I love it. I think too, if I'm speaking to people who are not believers, right? Like, let's stop overcomplicating things. Fine. You don't want to call it climate change, but is it good for companies to dump toxic waste in our ground, affecting our groundwater and then rivers and then oceans? Or is it bad? Can we do it that way? Can we do it on individual levels? Right? Is it good that every human tested, even with the small amount that we've done, has microplastic in their bloodstreams, as well as their pets, as well as some wild animals? Or is it bad? Right? And I love, there's somebody who brought this up very smugly, who was from the left, which I hate when the left does this. They got a good way of being like, you mean to tell me? You know, that really bothers me. But she's on the Capitol. She's sitting up in her literal high horse, looking down at this guy and saying, you know, you mean to tell me that we can't get rid of plastic because plastic this and that, blah, blah, blah. They should just be gone, demolished, burned into the ground. Yeah. And he was like, ma'am, what kind of water bottle do you have there? This is aluminum. And I'm talking about the cap. That's plastic. What about your glasses? That's plastic. What about the pen you're holding in your hand? That's plastic. Like, the chair that you're sitting in has a considerable amount of plastic. The car you drove in today has plastic. What do you expect us to do? And I thought she was like, oh, she's got them. She says, yeah, we don't get rid of plastic all at once, but we do find ways to educate ourselves and make sure we are putting funds, putting our money where our mouth is when it comes to re-educating ourselves in different products. Yes, glass will be a lot more fragile, but if it's going to save us from having microplastics in us, like, maybe we convert back to glass. Right? That can be broken down back into sand, and then sand can be scooped and then heated to a certain degree, and then made into glass, and it keeps on going in a circle. Plastics, especially with the non-stick pans, they do not break down. These materials just don't break down. Right? So, but it was just really odd for her. Like, she had her talking points and one follow-up, and the whole argument went to pieces because all she had was the talking point. I want us to get past that. Unity, education, some type of sacrifice, and work. That's the way out. That's the way out. But how can we get on the same page? If I believe the stop sign says go as fast as you can, and someone else says to slam on your brakes, how can we do that? This is a question for you both as we roll on over to that this debate talk.
I've almost lost faith in people.
I want to real quickly how you've lost faith in people. I want Ashley to sorry, Miss Young of Dragons to put an exclamation point on it. Say again.
Are we speaking into comments lies?
One more time.
Are we speaking to comments lies?
Royce, help me out here.
She said, "Are we speaking on?" You said you're speaking on whose lives?
Compromise lies.
I'm gonna go with Royce's path, which is they both lying, but them your people. So I thought that was funny and outrageous. So if you want to speak to on former President Trump's behalf, go for it. And then I guess I could just sit back with my popcorn.
No, don't set her up like that. Do not set her up like that. I see how you threw that Trump thing in there.
No. Well, there's only two options, Royce. She says, are we talking about Kamala's lies? Then let's be talking about Trump.
Yeah, we are talking about both of them. Yeah, Ashley,
no.
Go ahead.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You said, if I got that wrong, please forgive me. But let's talk about it. This is what we're doing. I've used one of my get him out of here, Royce. You see how that works?
Hey, that's one. I got two to go.
I got two more. I can't wait. Okay, Miss Ashley. I'm sorry, Miss Young of Dragons.
Wait, are we going into that now?
Yes, let's do it. Rip it. Rip the Band-Aid off. I'm ready.
I think that this is so childish. This is so pathetic. This is like my niece and nephew fighting with each other. I didn't know what fracking was. I thought it was a gay thing. I didn't know what fracking was, so I went very heavily into it. And it's a hydraulic fracturing technique to recover gas and oil. It provides 2/3 of the oil on the planet. She's talking about getting rid of fracking to save the planet. Okay, we have more storms. Cool. Okay, we have more um um we don't actually have a lot of volcanoes. We don't have volcanoes. We just have rain. Are you hurt by the rain? Is the is it holding your umbrella hurting you? Are the roaches coming into your house hurting you? You know, like that makes no sense to me. I mean, like I hate roaches. I hate the rats. I hate the ducks. No, I actually love the ducks, other than the people eating them. What else? The natural gas industry. Yes, you've been paying for them for months. You already knew that. Um, it's a trade-off. So, do you want to supply your own services, or do you want the company to supply it for you? And then, if you don't want them to supply it for you, people will lose their jobs. Which you're like, oh, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I guess we'll have a freaking black sweeping beauty, and then everything will be fine. Whatever.
Oh man, she is not holding back.
Let's go. AC in the building.
Wait, real quick. I'm gonna play sort of devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Because one, we can agree that there are some issues with fracking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just here's a few that I pulled up here. Thank you, Angelica. She's over here giving me the side eye. You want to see your bubble? Oh, let's see here. So Deepwater Horizon in 2010 was a offshore drilling incident that caused a lot, right? The Pavilion in Wyoming, you have Democ in Pennsylvania, there's Greene County. There's a bunch of different things that fracking can, have some issues with. Most notably, water contamination, earthquakes, as you mentioned, air pollution, water usage, impact on communities. And basically, what fracking is you drill as far as you can, then you come to some hard rock that you think may have fuel materials inside, natural pockets of gas, volcanic gas, oil. So what you do is you shoot with high pressure some form of liquid or mud mixture, whatever, in order to crack the rock slightly instead of burst it open. They haven't quite gotten that right. And it's caused some very big things, some very big problems, right? So it was in vogue to say no fracking, blah, blah, blah. And when that was in vogue, most politicians, including Vice President Kamala Harris, were emphatically against it. Then finally, they got past. I don't want to sound like I'm, bleeding liberal, bleeding heart liberal here, but they did get past legislators in Washington who were blocking bills that would allow for independent studies to be done to see once and for all whether or not we can do fracking safely or not. That finally gets pushed through at the tail end of Obama's year. Trump kind of bolsters that because he wants to push it through so he can do frack, drill, baby, drill, right? That's the whole thing. Drill, baby, drill means not just what's at our current disposal, but frack. We need to do it more. We need to do it more often. We need to be more aggressive. Let's be independent.
We do it
hang on, say it again.
all the time. Because Florida's the safest place.
Wait, hang on. Say it one more time. Let me mute my mic.
We do it safely here all the time because Florida's the safest ward on the planet.
So, wait, safe is in regards to what?
You didn't get the sarcasm.
Oh, was there a joke? No, okay. I was like, safe in regards to what? I'm seeing y'all buildings crumble because y'all got a huge problem with developers there. They're constantly knocking out poor and old folks and golf courses and protected parks.
Still go to Disney.
Huh? No point in this. No. Look, I want no beef because I'm telling you, I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we rank last in just about everything that matters. Education, poverty, crime, like we got our problems. Right? So no, I didn't get your sarcasm when you were speaking about Florida as being one of the safest places to do those sorts of jobs. Right? So basically I think we got a good grasp about what fracking is, some of the problems with fracking, and from this period to this period, everybody was kind of like, no. And then once those studies went through, got pushed through by the Obama administration, and then sort of built upon by the Trump administration. The Biden administration, when they came in, they were kind of against it, but then they could not argue against all those facts. So they just flipped. They just completely did a 180 and was like, we're going to make sure everybody fracks. What the crap are we talking about? Fracking is the best thing ever. It's like, wait a minute now. So I think this is what Ashley was saying. She's talking about like Pennsylvania, because that's where the actual debate was. I'm going to make sure you guys can frack and drill, baby drill. It's like, wait a minute. Right? Trump was like, whoa. I know my earlobe got hit by a piece of glass because somebody was trying to take my head off. But I heard what you just said, and I heard you a mere few years ago, when you said absolutely no fracking, and I'm going to stop it all. So is that the first discrepancy from Kamala that you want to talk about?
That's definitely. I mean, she took that from what Ashley just said. It's okay. It's like this, man. It's okay. Our problem with even if, let's just say this, even if I were to vote for either one of them, let's start with Kamala. If I was to vote for Kamala, my thing would be like this: like, y'all, why can't the presidents or candidates just
producer, get them out of here? So you know how you have punctuation, right? There's exclamation points, there are periods, there are also commas, right? Just add a line on that, brother. What are you doing? I'm trying to look
what happened? Oh, what I do?
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Go ahead.
What I do? Well, what I do?
No, I don't know. I was just making sure we got the pronunciation. I think you had it right.
Oh,
I'm looking.
Oh, did I pronounce something wrong?
I'm looking on 3 different platforms. It was like, what? I was like, hey, wait a minute. I'm gonna just say that now, and we can move on. Continue.
All right, whatever I said. Why can't candidates just cut straight to the chase? Like, cut straight to the truth. Rather if they didn't do something, it's okay to say I haven't got to it yet or I haven't done it. If they did do something, why don't they just say, hey, I did it? But the truth is, a lot of them haven't done anything that they said either one of them weren't doing. So if you want to take that from the fracking, true enough, there are videos, and I advise people just to look this up, because here's the problem we're having with Kamala voters and Trump voters. Whether they like it or not, guys, Ashley, Jeremy, we are all biased to whom we want to vote for, a great majority of us. And even if something sounds good from the op, it's still going to be wrong. You feel what I'm saying? That's the first thing we got to do. Is the reason why I love being independent, because I can be like, all right, I'm not attached to either one of y'all, and I can just say, okay, you said this, you said that. Let me see if this is true what you said and this is true. Okay, well, both of y'all lying just to get on. I don't understand it. There are videos out there, people, since we're talking about the fracking. That's one. She did say for years that it was a no-go. She's not trying to do that at all. And it seemed like at the last minute, she says, when he called her out on the spot in the debate, she said, well, yes, I'm gonna, if people are smart as y'all say y'all are here on this Facebook right here, and y'all know all this intuition and you got all these facts, well, where's your common sense and intuition and discernment that you're supposed to have when you know when somebody BSing? Stop it. Y'all know good and well, you Kamala voters, like I said, if Trumpsters are on Trumpsters NUTSs, then you Kamala Harrisburg people are on her little cootie cat. Let's just keep it real. Just say you're attached to that and you don't want to hear any of the logic outside of that. She said no to fracking years ago, all the way up to this point. Okay? Can we admit that, people? If you go and look it up, she changed her story. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. Because, you might have got some enlightenment. Like, you know what? You guys, here's what I think, Jay. What candidates should do. Here's what Kamala should have said. You know what? Some years ago, I did say no to fracking, right? But now, I've learned a little bit. I got some information. And you know what? I'm willing to give it a try. It seems like the majority wants this. As president, we will drill, baby, drill. But we also must understand the consequences and the repercussions of this. So we're going to have to really take our time with this, make sure we get all the great people and the great tools. And if we mess up, can't say that I didn't, tell y'all can do this. We want to do this. All right. Like, just be accountable for something. Like, just say, hey, don't be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to go for wrecking. And then she ain't even really dived up into it and wonder why she said yes in the first place. And then next thing you know, what if a mistake does happen and something blow up or something spilled or the crack is you crack something a little too much. Now it's really on you. I don't like this, man.
Yeah, but what you're talking about are politics. Wait a minute. Just make sure I got this right. You want them to be honest and put out sense.
You asked.
Wait. You want them to be honest and put out sense. And so the ops, as you so delicately put it, can clip that one little TC part and say, see, she don't like. That's not
no, you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is each candidate should be accountable for instance, like they said. She said, she said no to fracking years ago. Now all of a sudden, this is what Trump says. Now all of a sudden, she's with fracking. Okay, as Kamala Harris, I'll be like, Trump, you're right. I did say that. What? Kamala.
You put a little salt on it, a little seasoning.
What? No, I put a little black in it. If I was Indian, it would be Kamala.
Hey,
like Hamdulillah. Like
producer, get him out of here.
See?
Not the one in blue.
Get me out. Oh, okay. Now, he got himself out of here. Oh, look, she took you out. Ashley, we taking over, Ashley. Are you still there? Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Hold on. Dang, I thought we were going to try to take chance of it before he got it.
Get the camera together. Get your camera together. But I like what you're saying. Why can't she? And I think that would have gotten her way more trust with the people she's quote unquote trying to reach.
Yes.
If he does just say, yes, that was. And then I read, that thing you were supposed to do as president. I read the reports and it showed that I was wrong. And I'm willing to be wrong and do what's right for the American people. Mic drop. You know what I mean? But they can't risk it because all you're going to see on Fox, it was like, I was wrong. Because you see the little
and then cut it right there. Yeah.
I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. That's all you're going to hear.
Yep. But you know what? Even if they chopped up that part, it's still accountability. I was wrong. But you know how they chop it up, though. They'll do it. And that's another thing. The media on both sides. Now the left wing has a little bit more media control, all the way from ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN. They've got all the major news networks. I mean, really, the only thing the right really has for sure on television as far as news is really just Fox News and Fox Business. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's their main source.
All the AM radios. So if you think about who they're trying to reach, those older crowd. So of course they got because let me tell you, Roger Ailes is, he is a genius.
Yeah.
A genius. Like the idea of having the vision to say, I've got Fox, but what am I missing? Oh, that's right. every local station, every local paper, the entire AM waves. Good luck finding PBS on AM. Good luck finding the MSNBC equivalent to some of these Republican, these conservative AM radio stations. But those are those
True.
people decide.
That's true. But you know what though? A lot of these conservatives are getting old though too. I mean
they do a good job
they
passing down as tradition.
yeah. Now they're going to have to step out of that a little bit. They need to be a little bit progressive because technology is moving, and if you're trying to reach these young people, they're not going to turn on the radio.
Listen, I wanna go right in with Miss Deonta Dragons. What's one thing you like about Kamala Harris?
She's gorgeous.
Okay. Well done.
You don't think so?
She nice. She nice. No, for real. Even as 60 years old, she nice.
60, yeah. And it's crazy. I see her and I see my grandmother. Huh?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay. So she got that out the way. What's one thing now? Let's move to the other candidate, Mr. Rant up there. Tell me something that you disagree with as far as Trump.
All right.
Sorry.
I know this gonna make black people happy. Hey, they just been waiting for me to say something bad about Trump. You know what I'm saying? And they missed everything. They just missed all the corners.
Well, your ratio is a bit skewed, my friend.
Hey, they are for various reasons because that's what gets them listening, right? Like I can talk about Kamala all day, right? But that's not really informing anybody that's already got their mind made up. You feel me?
True.
Okay. So one thing, I just a couple of things. The first thing I don't like about Trump, sometimes, man, he's not really. I'm not gonna say media trained, but like I do. It's a gift and a curse. I do appreciate his mouth. Pause. All right. Pause. I do appreciate the things that come out of his mouth respectfully because he has the balls to say it. And sometimes he may not know that he did say it this way or that way because he's a businessman, man. He's not politically correct. Business people just shoot it straight to the point, right? Just straight to it. They give you bars. You know what I mean? Like bars. And that's what he does. But what I don't like about it is I wish he would just do his research a little bit just on culture. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. How when black people took that whole thing when he said they're taking away black jobs, I knew when he said that in my mind, I'm like, black people are going to pick this apart, right? But at the same time, it's like, if Kamala would have said that, would they have pressed her so hard? Like, yeah, they're taking our black jobs. You know what I'm saying? One more thing I don't like about Trump. I don't think he properly does his research on people, like people. And I'll be honest with you and say that I can't really throw out a slew of things that I don't like about him. Now, why am I not voting? I haven't been voting for president in 16 years, but if I were to vote for Trump, that would be the person I would probably vote for because I actually trust the words that come out of his mouth, regardless of how it comes out. Right? He's got these charges and whatever. Like, okay, yeah, cool. That's not the reason I don't like him. We all get in some cahoots. We all try to figure out how to get money back from our taxes and stuff like that. But like, I can't sit here and tell you that there's a lot of things I don't like about Trump. There's some things I wish I could tweak on him. Like, hey, bro, this is how you really need to talk, so people won't, that media training. But he needs to do research on people. And that's really it, though, to be honest. And just stop the lying. I think that just comes natural to anybody that's in high power and getting questioned like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it just so I can get this position. You feel what I'm saying? But I think he's a little selfish too, personally. Even outside of presidential things, you know what I'm saying? But most businessmen are gonna be all about them. I mean, they're juggernauts. That's just how they move. You feel me? But I don't have much to say about Trump that I don't like. I can't say that he's racist. Right? I can't say because people don't know really what the word racist means at all. If they just dig it up.
Real quick, break that down first before we go to Miss Ashley.
Racist is simple. Prejudice plus power. prejudice plus power. That's it. Right. And what I mean by that is I can say that I don't like Ashley because she black. And say I was a white man. So I don't like Ashley because she black. All right. Well, I guess you just prejudiced then. But when I can do something about what I don't like to make it harder on that next person, then that's where the IST come from. That's when I become a racist, when I have that power to change how you live your life based off of my hate for you. So you can call me N-word all you want, but it's not affecting me until you have the power to do it. Right. That's just prejudice. That's all.
You do agree that the power can come in on different levels.
Definitely.
Right? My coworker can use that prejudice and influence somebody with power, right? Because that's what we're both from Tennessee, you Tullahoma. We're right next door to Pulaski, the birthplace of the Ku Klux Klan. So we understand like the sort of in between the different levels of prejudice and racism, right? Because somebody can be mad, but in these little small towns, especially with the good old boy systems, they can exert a certain amount of power through their influence on people with power. So that's fine. So Royce can call me a crispy, crackety, crunchy coon, right? But ain't nothing he can do to affect my job. Is that what you're saying? Like you can't affect my job. You can say,
yeah. If your hate if your hate for me can't affect the way I live, I'm not. Yeah, if you do not use your hate for me to make it harder for me in my way of life, no, you can probably have racist thoughts, right? You
sounded like Martin Luther King.
All I'm just saying, hey, look,
want you to like me. I don't want y'all to like us.
There's a lot of people that don't like. Look, man, I don't care who don't like me. I've got people on my hands.
Wait. Hear what I'm saying. Saying. Martin Luther King's thing was not, hey, this beautiful forgiveness. I don't care about your forgiveness. I don't care about reconciliation. I don't care if you like me or not. Just stop doing things with your power and privilege that directly affect my ability to chase the American dream. He was preaching tolerance. And I think that's fair. But me and you coming from Tennessee, I've had an N-word dropped on me and was like, oh man, well that's messed up. And it went on about my day. Someone in New York or California here that they may crumble, it may ruin their lives. Yeah. And as Dave Chappelle will say, that's a very fickle dream. If somebody can just say this thing and then your whole dreams and hopes and vision is gone. So that's fine. One thing I would say about President Trump is I agree with you. The boy got moxie. I don't care. There's a reason. There's a law. I want y'all to fact check me on this. There's a law in Alabama that says you are not, by law in Alabama, to drive backwards while blindfolded. That means someone had to try that. That's my. You may be going the wrong way. You're going backwards, and you're blindfolded. Somebody had the moxie to try that. Do I think that's the best way to drive? No. But I get it, right? As far as Kamala, see what I did there? As far as Ms. Kamala, her experience, and say what you want, she is slow to move as far as taking one side or the other. She did a lot of ducking and dodging in my research when she was prosecutor and then senator. She seems to be more comfortable sitting in a comfortable position and telling people and questioning others. Now, when that question is turned back to her, she doesn't seem as comfortable. And she got out of the speech mode at the beginning, right, and the off script and just throwing some jabs with some. They don't want that tone.
Yeah, she's practiced that well.
She sounds like someone who listens to her team, because let me tell you, this stuff about the conspiracy theories that it was 3-on-1 up there, right? It was ABC and Kamala Harris versus Trump. It's like that may have gone far unless you looked at the coverage, the pregame coverage. Lord, I'm saying pregame like it's a daggone sport, but the pre-debate coverage. All the Fox pundits was like, he's going to be asked this, he's going to be asked that, and he has to stay away from this and that and that. Listen, the average salary for a political strategist or a consultant at that level is $200,000 to $500,000 a year.
That's crazy.
That means there are a couple of millions worth of dollars to make sure that man is prepared. But what everybody who has worked with him currently or before has said is that President Trump is going to do what the frat President Trump wants to do. So was it this scheming thing? And like, how does she know that they were going to ask about abortion and taxes and drilling and energy in a presidential debate? And he didn't seem to know that was coming. Go ahead, Miss Deonta Dragons.
What are you using that money for? Campaigning? I don't see any signs. There's a sign out there right now for Layla Collins, which is funny because my last name is Collins. And I send it all the time to my friends. I'm like, vote for my cousin. We're not related.
Real quick on that point, you are in a very red state, yes?
It's purple.
It's purple. Maybe purple. In actuality, but they usually vote red the last few elections. So I think that because all I see are the opposite. In the last few elections, New Mexico has been a blue state. So I just wanted to put that out there. Is like it could be they're not spending any money on printing out signs or anything like that. They're spending it for more nefarious things. But I'm telling you, I see no Trump signs in our neighborhood.
Are we getting less traffic because Disney's dying?
I don't know. That's a Florida question. What's it look like over there?
We have Disney adults showing up with no kids, which no one cares about.
That was a hard turn.
Sorry.
No. It's something that's on your heart, and I get where you're going at. But how does that connect to what we were talking about?
Because everyone hates DeSantis because no one wanted him to be the president, right? And then you're complaining about, huh?
I said he's kind of goofy. He didn't garner a lot of what Republicans do once they decide. Well, just real quick, one of the things that Republicans do when they decide whether or not they're going to support a candidate is how do they on the inside feel about their prospective candidates. I thought Vivek did a great job up until a point. Chris Christie and even Nikki Haley. But what I'm saying with DeSantis, he never seemed to quite get the support of his own team, right? Because he was kind of an awkward guy. Now, that shouldn't matter as far as a politician. If he's able to do a job and do it well, I think that's great. His fight with Disney seemed great until Disney pulled the old okie doke and put all those lawyers and said, fine, you can take power from our board, but you can have control of our board. But before you do, we're going to strip the power from that board. Congratulations, DeSantis. You are now king of nothing. And he's got this goofy laugh and like the idea of it'll take much. Right. So yeah, I think that's why Republicans didn't support DeSantis first, and the rest of the country was like, not this guy.
So now we have Trump, and now we're complaining. What are you complaining about? Kamala is a great what's the word I'm looking for? Don't say it. She's a great mime. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. And she's a great mime. If I have someone in my ear right now who says, this vase is the best vase that I've ever seen. And you know the thing about vases? Vases are round. You see how easy that was? Like, I can do that. I can run the country. Like, oh, that wasn't on.
Hold on, real quick. I want you to set something up for me because I think this will help drive your point home when you think of someone to be the president of the United States of America, what are you
Can
looking
I
for
try
in your
Trump?
president?
I want to try Trump. I want to try Trump.
No. Wait. I'm saying before you put any candidate on the left, right, or the Dr. Jill Stein in the Green Party, or that go what's her face up there in Alaska, Sarah Palin in the Tea Party. Like, I want you to build the criteria, let's say, for the perfect presidential candidate according to the Unto Dragons. And me and Royce and our dadgum XY genes are gonna get off the screen, and it is all you.
No,
Ready?
don't do that. No,
Oh, okay,
no,
no, we'll stay put, but we'll be quiet. Go ahead.
no.
We'll let Royce filibust. Royce, how are you building that?
Okay, so the president. If you want people to listen, are you ready? You go. You to me, look. America is built off of visual attraction, physical attraction. Look, when Obama came into office, they haven't seen a better looking president since John F. Kennedy, as they say, right? They talk. Look at his looks and look, with a little bit of gray there, he's just so young and so vibrant. And you go through social media and look at all the other people and the women. Oh, he's a sexy president. So at that point, if a president has sex appeal, whether a man or a woman, that's what we're looking for. But does that mean that that's good? No, it just makes it easy on the eyes, and we'll listen to anything you say just because you're fine.
Is that the only thing?
I think it's half of it for a lot of people.
Go back to JFK, because that was a tighter race than people gave it credit for. Nixon was a fantastic politician. Not a very good dude, but he was a fantastic politician. Right? His own tapes, the tapes that he recorded himself on, a lot to say about the Jews, a lot to say about black people and poor people, But if you, it sounds crazy, if you just set that aside, right? If you set that aside, brilliant how he opened up that trade with that China, right? Brilliant politician. He knew what the crap he was doing. Senator Kennedy at the time was on some commissions, and buddy, I'm here to tell y'all, liberals, cut your pearls all you want. He was the Trump of the time. CIA, FBI.
Oh, at that time. Oh, I got you. I feel you.
Yeah, we got to do something about this. Why does the CIA and FBI have so much power, right? Why do you, sir, Mr. Nixon, believe that you are able to do the things that you're talking about? Like, wait a minute now. Let's take a look at politics in general. And they were afraid of him because it was like, well, what the crap is he going to put a flashlight on next?
Yeah.
My under the table payments? No, can't have that. So he did have some other qualifications. And the thing that kind of pushed him over the edge was the looks, because this little thing called television was starting to creep into every home. And so people who listen on the radio reported that Nixon clearly won. What are people talking about? But then when you see all those mannerisms and that, like, oh, I got this little sly smile, and Nixon being a manly man, like refusing makeup, it's like, sir, you need this for TV. He's like, nah, I'm a man, I ain't wearing makeup. And it looked like he was sweating. He was constantly, every question. Here's what I would say. They say he looked nervous. He looked like he had something too hot. So that plays a part of it. But do you think that's the whole? And before I get to you, Miss Deonta,
no, not the whole. No.
Right. So here's what I'm asking you. The same question I asked her. Build me a criteria for a president.
Okay. 50%. No, I'm gonna say no. I'm doing too much. 30%. You gotta look like something. And if you want to get that, if you want to get the full attention of the American people, you're gonna have to look like a little something. A little something. If you want that, I mean, Kamala's a great example because she is beautiful. She bad.
Almost. Kamala. You almost had
hey, I'm black, man. The Indians can say Kamala. All right. Black people say Kamala Harris. I ain't never. No. I'm gonna stay true to my Negro.
Get him out of here. That's my third and final use of get him out of here. And here's what I'm gonna tell you, brother. You're absolutely right. I believe in your intelligence. I believe in what you want to see in these politicians, which is admit when you were wrong and do your best to correct it. I'm telling you, you have an opportunity now, right here, right now, to get this lovely black lady's name right.
All right, so let me say this before I do that. Let me say this. If I would have said Trump's name wrong, would you have corrected me?
Absolutely. You've known me longer than that.
I'm just checking, and this is for anybody else too. All right, this is gonna ruin my brain time.
Off before because they.
You know what? I'm gonna say this because I know I'm gonna mess up because I'm gonna have overtime and kickoff. Harris.
I love that. That shows your intelligence, your ability to change with the winds, right?
Yes.
I literally had someone speak about President Trump in a derogatory way, and I said, "You got one more time."
Yeah.
Like, I'll say what I want about that fat bleepity bleep. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
But they didn't come back. Right?
Oh,
so yeah, I got you.
So I'm gonna say Miss Harris. I'm gonna say Miss Harris because I'm sorry. It's the
Wait. Vice President Harris, Miss Harris, if you're nasty.
See, now I should get him off, producer. That was what? There you go, Miss Harris, if you're nasty. Ashley, all right, give me about 5 seconds to think about that. 3, 4. Okay, bring her back on, producer. I like the accountability. The producer got the same energy. I like that.
Shame.
Miss Harris, if you're nasty. All right, no, let me cut to the chase because I want my girl to talk. 30% you gotta have some looks on you. You know what I'm saying? 30%. All right, the other 30%, you got to know how to talk to people. You just got to know how to talk to them. Have you noticed with Miss Harris, with Vice President Harris, she knows when the camera is on her. Remember, left wings control the media. They have most of the media that we see right now, the news and everything else. She knows when she's on stage. She knows what side to look, what side is the best side. Even when Trump is talking, right? They'll put the camera on her on this, on the split screen, and she knows what. Oh, the little faces and I can't believe that. Oh, that's not right. Before the talk, you got to know proper television etiquette, manners, how to move, how to talk. The other part, well, within that, how to talk to different cultures, different subcultures. You got to know how to talk to the white culture and what they do. You got to know how to talk to the black people and what they do. You got to know how to talk to the Latinos and what they do. Learn some of the language and stuff like that. You got to connect with the people. To me, candidates, it's really about feelings over facts. I hate that, but that's what's happening right now. Miss Harris is connecting with the people in their feelings while they're not focusing on the real facts. And Miss Harris is really focusing on 2 things, and that's women's rights, all right, and LGBTQ rights, trans rights and all that. Those are the things that women can attach themselves to. Those are the things that the LGBTQ can attach things to. So, if you got the LGBTQ's heart, you got the women's heart. And then that time it's over. Because you see, she already got, what's her face? What's the singer? And I hate it so hate.
Single cat lady, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. You got the Swifters. Oh, it's over. That's really it. I don't think you have to know that much to be a president, because a president is a puppet and they do what they're told. So just know how to look and know how to talk. That's all I'm gonna say.
Would you agree with that, Miss the Young of Dragons? Is there anything on that list that you would take off? You said looks, the ability to speak, TV etiquette, and presence, understanding how to communicate with different cultures. Going off feelings, not facts. Shout out to Flagrant 2 podcast.
This is why women shouldn't vote.
Oh man. I know I'm out of take me offs, but
get him, Ashley. Keep going. Why don't you think women should not vote?
Money anyway. Don't ban me. I don't get money anyway. So, women shouldn't vote. We're too emotional. It's time for a black woman in office. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's African American or Indian. She's a woman. It's just, I don't want to change the subject. It's Saturday, and the Olympic fight with people saying, "Oh, well, she was born a woman." and transition to a man hitting a woman, that pisses me off. Oh, I can't curse. Is that a curse word? I lost sound.
Not a curse word. It's strong language, but not. I don't think it's gonna get us a thing. I will, however, say that that person was born with XX chromosomes with an additional Y. And in previous fights, it's just been about keeping track of testosterone levels. That's not her fault.
Friend, whatever.
No, I'm just saying that's a and forgive the language here. That's a defect that is found in a certain percent of women.
XX, and then it changes to XY. That's fine. Just hit them.
No. To be clear, that was a woman in the Olympics boxer. I want to protect you because she is now going into the courts and is about to start collecting checks from anybody who is making this claim.
Don't have all your money. Let's do it. I'm pro it. Yo, I want to be a part of this. Everyone be part of this. I identify as Mike Tyson. Just hit him. She talks back. Hit her in the mouth.
Well, we don't want to condone that either. But we're gonna go back towards. We gotta cross over that anger bridge and come back to the friendship shore where we were talking about building your the criteria for your politician. So right now, they have looks, talk, being able to speak, TV etiquette, being able to communicate with different cultures, feelings, not facts. Are you taking anything off of that? Is there anything you want to add to that?
Do whatever you want. It's your country now. I just live in it.
Okay. So hang on, sorry.
No, that's when I add to what she's saying. No, in some cases I feel her, right? I really do. Now, when it comes to women voting and stuff like that, I mean, I have to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Women, everybody has a right to vote, right? So that's one thing that I would leave open because it's like, I mean, there's consequences for your choices for who you vote for. I mean, y'all got to live and learn. You know what I'm saying? Scientifically has been proven, that women are more emotional than men. In some cases, they have. That's the talk that we have. Women are more emotional, whatever. But that shouldn't take away their right to vote. You feel me? Like I feel what you're saying when it comes to stuff like that. But like, everybody should have that right to choose. We may have values within ourselves that we may not agree with other people, and it may not affect our lives. You know what I'm saying? Personally, it won't affect our lives, but we care so much as people, as God-fearing people. You feel what I'm saying? As Christians, as they say, and being here in America, you do have freedom of religion. So that means everybody's not a Christian. So we kind of have to respect that. Because I feel just like Ashley. Yeah, do what the frap you want. Do what the frap you want. Just within the limits. Like, don't be running around killing people. We're not gonna just let all the laws open. We can do anything you want. But I'm saying, as far as what you want to do to your body, whatever drugs you want to smoke, whatever you want to crack up in your veins, do it. It ain't none of my business. Because like, I feel like if we keep arguing with this, if we keep debating with like, okay, am I a fan of abortion? No, I'm not. Personally, I'm not. I want to have my kids. Now, if somebody else don't want to have their kid and they want to chop the block closer to birth or in the mid part of their birth, hey, that's on y'all. That is on y'all, especially black women, because I'm telling you now, we are now the minority for real, for real. For real, for real. Latinos have pushed us up. They're up 68 million. Black people are around 45 million. Mexicans don't kill their babies. But I'm not knocking the ones who do. It's your life. It's your decision. It's cool. But when you come around here, we keeping them babies because we need them babies. You feel me? I don't want to get off track. What you saying?
Right. I was trying to build your idea of a perfect candidate.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's where we went. But I already said it though. I said 30%.
No.
I said
I know. Her. So here's what I'm saying.
My bad. Go ahead. Yeah, we get to going.
Yeah. Sometimes I think somehow y'all's mics are crossed. So I'm gonna mute one or the other, and then mine when she speaks. All right, go ahead.
It's 100% true what Royce just said. 100% true. It's very beautiful in a very cynical kind of way. How we become the minority. They're encouraging us to have abortions all the time. And it's intentional because they're like, you're useless to us. You're not doing anything for us. You guys won't show up to work. You guys won't drive a car safely. You guys do street gang shootings every other day. But the Mexicans will do things good. The Chinese will do things good. The Ukrainians will do things good. So we don't need you blacks. So it doesn't matter. If you guys choose to kill each other, that's fine. That's fine. And then like these rappers and these singers and these actors are like, oh, everything's so hard for me in your $1 million mansion. That's the problem. Oh, and these athletes who you were speeding. Oh God, you were going 100 on a $40 mile per hour road, and you're like, don't knock on my door like that. What are you talking about, bro? You just let your window down. Like, black people are irrelevant. We don't need black people. We don't need a black Cleopatra. We don't need a black samurai. We don't need a black Little Mermaid. We're going extinct. It doesn't matter anymore. And I do have to use the restroom. And I do have to go.
Okay. Was that your version? Thank you so much for that. Was that your version of "This is why I'm running for president"?
Thank
you. Good night.
Let her win because I want to play her in her life movie. I think I could do it. I don't know if you see my hair.
She would do everything in her power to prevent you from doing it after 3 clips.
Her hair and everything. But I do have to use the restroom. Bye, guys.
Okay. Right, and you can come back once you're done.
So, don't leave.
Okay. Yeah, bathroom breaks happen. Okay. That was a lot. Okay, I'm trying to hold on. I'm taking another. I feel like
the perfect criteria for a president.
Wait, I know, but I feel like you know, I'm on Club Shay Shay, right?
Like, hold on, take another one.
We got some more of this in the back.
I love Ashley. I swear, man. That's the homie.
Okay, so and I mean, like I said, that dude who that law in Alabama was written for, who was blindfolded and racing backwards.
Yeah,
you know, I love that guy.
Was he a roll tighter?
Drive a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, but man, she covered a lot.
But I know where she's going. Like I know to consolidate this for while she's in the bathroom. I see a lot of people don't understand AC. I understand where she's coming from. As far as the frustration that it's like, man, like we care so much because I've had so many people come up to me or message me. Why do you care so much about people? It's not affecting your life. I'm like, okay, until it happens to you, right? Why do you care about illegal immigrants coming in? They're not affecting your life. Well, we're not near any borders here in Tennessee like that. You feel me? This is a slow cook. You feel what I'm saying? See. People, it doesn't affect them until it affects them, just like COVID did. Just like these mass shootings did. That's like me. That's like you saying, bro, there was a mass shooting out there in New Mexico, and I'd be like, hey man, it ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm safe over here. I don't know about y'all.
He had no shootings.
Yeah. Right, but should I care? Somebody told me that, like, but especially on the immigrants, it's like it's my homeboy, I love him to death. But he's like, is it affecting your life? Not yet, but it's affecting theirs. So am I supposed to? And this is what I'm confused with, Jay. I'm confused with compassion. I'm confused of should I care? Because if I don't care, if you tell me I shouldn't care about what other people are doing or it's not affecting my life, if I was really that guy that didn't care, Oh, nobody would like me. I'm not sharing nothing, no information. If Jesus is coming back, that ain't none of your business, right? It ain't affecting you. But I'm in tune with it, so I know what's going on. But since you ain't trying to be in tune with it because it's not affecting your life, what kind of American are you? Because ask not, what do he say? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Simple as that. What kind of work have you put in to be talking all this? And especially with voting. Ashley, that's my homegirl on there. She's talking about, oh, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to say nothing. No. See, here's the thing. See, with black people, when we had the right to vote, that's the right to vote. I mean, you have a choice to either vote or not, right? There are other sections in this American government that really mean more than the president. Because I'm going to tell you now, if none of us vote for the president, there's still going to be a president. Just letting y'all know. Everybody forgets about their governors and their state legislators who really make these HBs, 1224s and 1232s and all this stuff to set up for who they're going to put up in office. Whoever you put in your state legislation, depending on if it's red and blue, I guarantee y'all do a science experiment and see how many people y'all put in y'all state legislature and in your Senate, and then see what's greater, red or blue. If it's more blue than it is red in your state capital, I guarantee that blue is going to cast in their electoral vote for that president. I kid you not. So it's really up to y'all people. What you gonna do? Yes, those little towns. And y'all know what I do up in here. That's why I fight so hard for my little town in Coffee County. That's why I fight hard for the local, you know what I'm saying? But like everybody's just like, oh, if you're not voting for Miss Harris, then you're a racist. Or you don't care. I've got friends from the high school, bro, Jay, telling me, you're a coon. They call me a coon. I'm gonna say kunta. They call me a kunta.
Look, once upon a time, right? I had literally heard about this little teenager who's black.
Yeah.
Who was fatally wounded by, I don't know if he was Mexican, white passing, whatever, down there in Florida with Miss Deontay Dragons, which we'll get her back on in a moment. I looked at the law in Florida and I was telling people, oh, he's not going to jail. Like, what you mean? It's open and shut. First of all, that doesn't exist in the court of law.
Yeah.
Sorry. And have you looked at the actual law? He's not going to jail. Zimmerman is not going to jail. Oh, you old cool, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wait a minute now. Well, I'm not saying I'm going to free him. Why am I getting all these attacks? I'm just telling y'all, like, if it goes by the law in court, the law says he can do that, he's not going to jail. Oh, see, girls, you always tap dancing on Uncle Tom, this and that. I was like, that's crazy.
Like, I didn't say it.
Third law says this thing. He operated within that law. So I get it. I've been there with you.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And what I want.
Google it. I Googled it.
Yeah.
I know you can Google it.
And so here's another thing, bro, within the topic of this, right? I know, listen, I've been called up on fake news. You're sending up fake news, false information. Check your sources. All right. So I have a question for the audience out there, for the ones watching now and the ones that are watching later. And then for you, J-ZILLA, how do you know what the true source is when everybody posts up a link here, a link there, Wikipedia, Politico, OAN? Please tell me.
Me.
Yes.
Okay. Here it is. I try to look at it at a few different angles.
Okay.
And I think one side, I won't say whom, versus the other side.
Okay.
That's I'm gonna put it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like beat on Max right now streaming.
All right.
I look at both sides and I say I take it from this angle. What if both sides are lying?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is telling the better lie? Which one has put the work in? Because I respect work. I come from a family of athletes.
Yeah.
Right. We got doctors and stuff on in our family and counselors, some teachers coming up. My sister is a master's holder. Right. My younger sister behind her has got her has finished her I don't even know what to call it. Right. They smart, that gummy.
Yeah, there you go. She's getting that paper.
Right. And we have some tremendous athletes all the way up to the collegiate level. Mm-hmm. Okay. who is putting the most work in is impressive to me.
Mm-hmm.
When I see one person say, "Actually, here's my plan. This much money for your babies, this much money for you as a college student and graduate and loan holder yourself, this much money if you're a first time buyer," or fine. That candidate could be lying through her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other person goes, "She's lying. My plan is better." So what's your plan? I got a concept of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, her lie was better to me.
Yeah.
So this is how I look at it. I always look at it as they're both liars. Who is telling the best lie and who's putting the most work into their lie? It seems like those people who are getting paid $500,000 for both candidates and giving them all this different, he's going to mention this, here's a counter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can put him on the defensive if you say this and so on and so forth. Both sides get that. One side tends to listen to their, right, hey, when you're not speaking, you can speak by making a facial expression. Ooh, she was on her black girl magic stuff.
Man.
Like, this right here. Really? Every black man has seen that face before.
Yes.
Like,
I was like, you go, girl.
So you saying, right.
When
he got into the cats and dogs, when she hit him with that face of like, oh, you're saying that lipstick on your collar was from me?
Yeah.
Hey, get out. That was that face. She worked on that. She worked on that. She worked on, oh, okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the, you telling me that women wanted on both sides, they wanted to have a baby in the parking lot? She didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Did that not sound like the perfect cadence of that other lady? Ain't nobody got time for that. It was the same cadence. You can literally superimpose them on top of each other. One person is working way harder for their lie than the other. And that I respect. I wish it was based on facts and no feelings. But that's not what we are.
It's not. There was an interview, and it was at James Baldwin, and I can't remember. I want to say Angela Davis, but it wasn't Angela Davis. It was another beautiful sister,
young black lady. Yeah, she was a young.
And she was talking about lie to me. You remember that? And I had to think. He was like, I said I couldn't do that to you, and she was like, oh yes. She said you go to work, and you know what I'm saying. And
but be very specific about what the lie was, right? You go to work, and you lie to the white folks with your manners, with your gentileness, with your intellect, with your competence.
Yeah.
And you come home and be your real self.
Yeah.
With me, I catch all the heat. I catch all the backlash. I catch after I've been watching 12 kids where the frap is my big piece of fried chicken.
Right.
No, lie to me too.
Yes.
Give me the dadgum customer service face. That's exactly. I know exactly the clip you're talking about.
Because you're at home. Like, if anything, like, I don't want to bring that energy, at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know, and see, that also makes me think about the stresses of men, especially the ones that uphold that family. The ones that don't do the 50-50, as they say. The ones that really just put down the majority of that bread and take care of home, and leave the wife to do, what I'm saying, what she needs to do to nurture that home. Like, it's a lot of pressure on men coming from a long day's work, not to bring that same energy there. I can understand, man. You feel me? But home is where that heart is, where the love is. Like, I think there's just there's other effective ways of communicating when it comes to that too. But not getting off subject, going just back to these two presidents, because I don't want to stretch you too long, bro. I know y'all got a time limit here. If I were to sum up what we've talked about thus far, and this is like a public service announcement, so I'm speaking in general, then I'm speaking for me too, if you don't mind, okay? I really want to talk to my black people, okay? Listen. If you want to call me a kunta, call me a kunta. And what I mean is take that TA off, because I'm trying to, help the algorithm out. Call me that. I think you need to look up that word and see what that means. But I have to throw the stone right back at you and say that you are doing the exact same thing to me and others as others are doing to you. Like, we're just going back and forth with these insults, and you don't know what you're talking about, when really at the end of the day, I don't think none of us know what we're talking about. None of us really know the real agenda. We got conspiracies, and we see things, and we see all these sites and these links and these sources, but then you go to the other source, right? I want people to Google. Matter of fact, on Google, you can Google what stations in news are left and right. They'll have a whole chart. And once I saw that, I promise you guys, you will start looking at things a lot deeper. If you're looking at CNN and getting the news and the report, hop over to Fox when they're talking about the same thing, and then look how both of them change the narrative on certain things just to keep you on their side. And y'all say, what do you do if you're independent? Who do you vote for if you're independent? Yourself as people. You don't have to vote for a president. I already said that again. But the reason why I'm independent is because so I can see both sides. And then I can choose if I want or not. We got to focus on the facts of things. But the way things are going, and if we're just speaking on a biblical sense, this stuff is already written. So I'm really just going to pray for y'all. And I'm just going to vote locally and statewide. I'm going to be all up in their tush. You feel me? And putting that groundwork over there. When y'all ready to start doing some local state work, holla at me. Because after November, y'all going to be quiet.
Mm. 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 She said they won't be.
They will. They come back every 3.5 years, Ashley.
Hold on, wait. I want to hear Ashley. Don't be coming up your mouth now. Go on now. Go ahead now.
I didn't mean to say that. They won't be quiet because they'll find more things to complain about, which is, I guess, fine. Because it's freedom of speech. Screw it. Let's just do it. They're trying to get rid of
us to support you, but we're gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
They're trying to get rid of white people, and black people are next, and you guys don't notice it. You're not paying attention. You try to identify with the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Africans, because like they're my people. They hate us. They hate Black Americans. Even white Americans, the Irish hate white Americans. The British hate white Americans. They're trying to get rid of Americans. And we all think it's a game. But it's fine because we're on our way out the door already. That accent was trying to play a role in a film, but it's true. So we're just all trying to lie to each other. I think that we should promote patriotism more. I swear to God, I'm not trying to do an accent. Which we should try to promote patriotism more than anything. You say, oh, well, if the average girl who can't eat has to eat a cat, what else is she supposed to do? She shouldn't have to eat a cat. Potato chips cost $2. Give the homeless person $2. That's it. That's it. Like, whatever.
I'm
in
gonna
regards
do just the. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Say it again.
No, go ahead. In regards to what?
Like I said, I think Royce should run. I don't know what he's waiting for. Is he waiting to be bribed? What does he need to be bribed for? He's amazing. Royce does so much for the community already. Like, why does he not hold a political office. It makes no sense to me why Royce is not the what's the political office called?
Don't do that to me, Ashley. Don't do that to
Well,
me, Ashley.
Check the
well,
scroll.
you should
Check the
be.
scroll.
Well,
Check the
you
scroll.
should be. You should be. The guy. Oh God, what's the name of it?
You
Whatever.
fool.
But
Don't do me
like,
like that,
I would
Ashley.
love to run for political office. I would love to run the Department of Education, but I don't want to teach kids about sex. I would love to teach girls about like their hormones, like stuff like that. But like, I don't want to talk about like, oh boy, it can be a girl. Like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, that's my final thing.
Okay, real quick. There's a picture of a black immigrant who is walking around the neighborhood holding a goose from a park. This person has come out and showcased the real picture.
That's
It's
food.
him walking a dog that somebody doctored a long time ago, and it just keeps coming up as, see, right? There was a lady in Ohio, not in the place that J.D. Vance and President Trump were referencing, who seems to be very much out of her mind. Like, you know, I don't know, man. That's something that we have a huge issue within this country. There's a lot of mental health. There's a lot of people who are self-medicating, and it causes you to do some crazy things, right? But here's the problem. I don't want to start making the, rare, the, the line for the majority. This is a problem. When you show someone, black people, 5 in a row, committing a robbery or something of that nature, and they say black people rob. That is not good. Back to what I said before. I wish politicians could just do everything single issue, right? Is it good for us to look at 5, armed robberies that were committed by black people and say that's what black people do? Or is it bad? And I think it's bad. And we got to be careful of that. We have to. Right? There's a simple Google search that you can do on the cat and dogs thing. There's a simple Google search you can do on the quote unquote immigrant with stealing a goose from a park to have a snack. Right?
It's just like the scary movie.
Right. But so here's my thing. I think we've done a good job sort of mapping out what we think a good candidate is. I hope my idea of what I do is who is putting the most work in and the most effort into lying to get that job. And then you can also look at their history. I posted this before, where you can sign up for a newsletter and every single bill in Congress that is about to hit the floor. You can read the bill in its entirety on your own. When I tell you the amount of space that I've taken up from printing these 500 to 900 page bills and reading through them, right? It just because I hear so much from both sides. You ask me how, Royce? That's how. Then I look at your actions, because I don't care what you say. I care about what you do. And I know personal people who have a lot of benefits from what Trump did. Some farm owners, right? Some factory workers, not the workers, the companies.
Yeah.
Stock market, which does make America look strong, which does give us negotiation power, which does allow us to continue to run, basically the world. Right? I have seen where people have literally been trying to fight these daggum student loans, and they woke up one day and $200,000 disappeared. Now, of course, nothing goes away. You're gonna have to pay for that in some way, shape, or form, right? But I want us to start educating ourselves. We said the government, we said the Rockefellers, we said all these people. Like I said, we put those government officials in office, locally all the way to at least governorship. We put them in office. We also purchased the things that allow the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musk to accumulate the Rockefeller wealth. We did that. Coca-Cola donates millions of dollars to both Republicans and Democrats. They are showing their hand because they are putting their money where their mouths are. No pause necessary. All the ditties in the world, if you so choose. They literally are playing both sides. It's a game to them. But if we all got together and said nobody purchases another dadgum Coke product, not a t-shirt, not a drink, nothing. We're not going to a Coke festival. We're going to skip every Coke ad. I guarantee you they will listen to us then because they will have no choice, because where their power lies is that color that you talked about, Royce, green. Mm-hmm. So when I look at it as who is the problem, it's that man I'm looking at in the mirror. What am I doing? We got Ashley saying, hey, Mayor Royce, what about Senate or House of Representative Royce? How much would it take for you to take these up?
No, man, they got two Ashleys telling me that.
Real quick. Right. I mean, that's confirmation right there, brother. You believe in energy and spirits and all that. It's not information, it's confirmation. Mm-hmm. Get in there and get involved the right way. But you better be willing to die. You better be willing to be ridiculed, honeypotted, and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've already been honeypotted. Yeah.
Australia had an issue with guns. And they got to about 3 mass murders involving guns before politicians on the left and right agreed we have to treat these guns to at least the same level as a dadgum car. And they knew they were going to lose their positions. They knew that they were not going to have a job after this. They were going to be regular Joe Smo people. You know what they did? They voted anyway. And they didn't kick down doors. They say, hey, we'll pay you for your guns. And people gave up their guns and took that government money. And they haven't had a dadgum mass shooting since. What are we willing to do as people? Can we start a coalition where we have, I don't know, millions of people who are willing to, in this country, run for Senate and House of Representatives and beyond, win and govern the country like we know we should, even though we know we're not going to be voted back in, because the DNC, Democratic National Convention, and the RNC, Republican National Convention, will sponsor any attack ad or honeypot or research, any tweet, anything to get you up out the paint. For those 2 years, can we keep rotating people in, knowing that those people, the powers that be, are going to get rid of them, either through the ballot or a bullet? Because the government and the Rockefellers have shown themselves to be willing to do either or. That's where I'm at.
I hear you. I'm caught in between with, I mean, and with other countries that may work, right? You know, and no, do I believe in like regulations with guns? Of course, but I believe in protecting yourself. I mean, they better not take away the Second Amendment, which I don't believe they will. But I mean, you know, hey, anything can happen.
Left and right. Charlemagne the God and that Steve Bannon are gonna both be at the White House the next day if they try something like that. You think that soldiers from Florida and Alabama and Tennessee are gonna carry that order out?
Well, see, this is what liberals want, though. Liberals want no guns. If you ask some of your liberal homeboys, especially the women, there should be no guns at all. Like, well, okay, well, what about the black market?
Well, listen, if the left or right really cared about these weapons, yes, there need to be laws and regulations in place for the black market. You should not be able to buy a gun with zero training.
How do you? But no, bro. How do you set regulations on a black market? You can't. It's impossible.
You literally, the same thing was asked about alcohol. You gonna ban alcohol from the entire country? How does that work? It's gonna
go to the black market.
It made gangsters rich. I'm saying, to your point, how are you gonna ban alcohol? Well, alcohol this alcohol causes the car wrecks, it causes abuse, it causes all these different things. Right? You can look and find alcohol involved in most of those guns.
Correct.
But here's what they did. They gave it in the hand. All it did was make gangsters rich. So they had to go back to regulations. And then you start to see the violence and you start to see the crashes and everything come down. Not to where we like, but there was a change.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't guns treated the same way as alcohol, marijuana, and cars and driver's license?
So you would say that if they took away our guns and traded them for some money or some gold or anything like that, or a voucher or some sort, statistically, you would say crime rate would be down. Let's say murder rate would be down.
Murder rate.
So let me ask you this: do you think these guys in Chicago, who's got now 735 murders in their city before the year is out, do you think they're buying those guns at the gun shop?
No, gun shows, black market, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. How do you decentivize that? Is you literally have more stringent laws that is currently being blocked to even being looked at. They won't even allow them to study it, an independent study.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Because it's not just a matter of getting those guns out of those hands, right? It's a matter of education. That by itself will cut every gun issue we had by half and more. Just literally. This is what I'm saying. But like to Ashley's point before, you can't say yes to one thing, or you can't say no to one thing without saying yes to another. Right? Guns aren't going away, people. Right? And I don't think they should. Do I think you should have a militarized bump stop weapon or an automatic rifle? Fully automatic? No, I don't think you need that. Right? I don't think in the same way that me and you, Royce, can't go buy a Black Hawk chopper. You do that for that type of weapon. Consider this, which is I was really curious about this as far as what happened with Trump, the attempt on his life. An automatic rifle. What if he had an extended magazine and a pump stopper to make it fully automatic? Then you don't have to be right. When I had weapons training, it was literally called spray and pray. Like literally, that's what happens. All the movies when you see them guys with the Tommy guns and they need all those rounds to hit you one time because they're not trained.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But because that kid did not have that, you can hear the shots. Do. Right? He couldn't even. He was like, "Oh shoot, I missed," and he kept going. But what if he was just able to aim at an area?
Facts.
Fire off 200 rounds.
Yeah.
The president doesn't just walk away with a ricochet piece of glass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all together. And I would love, like, if I was president, I would literally endorse the NRA and make them our main draw as far as education. They need to know how to plug a wound. They need to know how to tie a tourniquet. They need to know the 4 laws of gun ownership. Right? You need to know that you don't train your weapon on anything that you're not willing to destroy. These have been proven to actually drive down these accidents because most of the gun deaths are literally people who have no idea how to handle a gun who come across a gun. Right? So it's a lot of things, not just one thing. So I'm gonna try to get the NRA to like, hey, maybe stop worrying about your sales so much and just be the leader in gun safety and education, and also wound care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're good. When another thing was just, we talked about the abortion, we talked about the gun laws, and okay, when we talk about my body, my choice, right? That's the slogan, right? I'm gonna say this right here, ladies and gentlemen. If it is my body, my choice, then we need to legalize all them drugs. Oh yeah. Legalize cocaine, legalize methamphetamine, marijuana, because guess what? It's my body, my choice, and I can do what I want with it. And that's the consequences.
I would not legalize some of those, especially the Schedule ones.
Why not?
I would decriminalize it. Because here's my thought. Yeah, I don't want people to be out here and
don't legalize the use. Can I use it?
But that's what decriminalization is. That's the difference between decriminalization and
I just can't sell it.
I don't want to be able to go to Walmart and my kid be able to buy meth.
Why not? Why not? They can go on Twitter and watch porn.
Wait. Also, if I catch you, well, first of all, a lot of those kids have to lie about their age. Are you 18? course I'm 18. What?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, come on, whatever.
I'm
But
trolling
literally,
you.
if you literally decriminalize it, you're not putting such a strain on policing. You're not putting that much of a strain on corrections, right? Then that means that money that's not spent on them can literally be put into something else, like I don't know, education, transportation, healthcare, housing, right? All
Yeah.
these things, what should be the bare necessities here in America. So yeah, I don't want you to be able to go to Walmart and buy meth. That's a bit much. But
No.
also, if I catch you with meth, I don't want you to add 30 years to my daggum 2-year sentence either.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm taking meth. Just let
So
me
then,
feel the
but
consequence.
what's the in between there? I think the compromise can be, yeah, I'm gonna decriminalize it. But what if they rob somebody? I think we got laws for robbery. But what if they hit somebody? I think there's laws and insurance to take care of that stuff too. But what if they murder somebody? There's a law for that. What are you doing here? What is your goal? What is your goal? You know what I mean? So yeah, decriminalize. Oh man, listen, we can do a whole nother show on that topic alone.
Hold on, I think Ashley wanted to say something real quick.
Ashley, tell me about Kendrick Lamar and what is the big deal with Kendrick Lamar being in the Super Bowl, and then we'll get out of here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, what was the question?
I wanted you to get your opinion on what we just said, and then we talk about Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl. Why is that a big deal? Sorry, why is everybody so up in arms about it, I guess?
Of course. Let's get this out the way. Name me a lyric.
Of Kitty? Oh, hold on. I got you muted, Royce. I will say there's nothing new. Just the new oh man, what is it? How does it go?
What she say? A lyric for who?
For K-Dot.
Oh, plenty of them.
Talking about Obama them, right? It's nothing but oh man, how does he say it? Republicans and Democrats.
Which he got that from Jesse Ventura's book, Republicans and Democrats. But I get the connotation.
Line because him saying, Trump says this, or Biden says that, Obama say what it do. Oh, I love that part.
If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you? Yeah. I mean, you need to hear this. Love is just not a word. It's you looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We can
be all right.
We gonna
Mac 11 boom with the head down. Wait, how's it go? Tell my mama this is what I like. Lord knows. 50 of them, or what is it? 50 of them in a Chevy. Tell them all to come and give me reaping everything is sold. So my karma come to heaven. No preliminary hearing. So my record in my mother game saying Stein some of the record. Something like that. It's one of my favorite bars. Wait, what are you? Wait. Let's go back to Ashley. What?
She was trying to say name the Kendrick Lamar verse.
This is, I think we're both fans, so this, and not in the way that he said it that one.
Yeah.
No, I don't smoke. I'm just tired.
So how do you think Wayne should perform for the Super Bowl?
Or Josh Groban. Andre Bello. Oh, what is it? Bellicelli?
Right.
Talk to us, Ashley.
Talk to us, girl.
I'm not the target audience.
You are if you got money. If you'll buy a record, download.
If he wants to go to it, he can go to it. I think it would have been a better decision to have Taylor Swift there?
I think with Taylor Swift, she literally has more. I think she's benefited from the NFL more than the NFL has benefited from her.
More fans
Huh?
than the NFL?
Yeah, like she disappears and then the football season starts and all of a sudden she's back in the box subscription and she gets a bump on her streams. Say it one more time.
She has too many fans.
No. I'm saying she doesn't move the needle. I think Kendrick Lamar's year was a lot more musically impactful than any other artist in the world. From the time, yeah.
Are you trolling me?
No, I'm not saying that. Look, Taylor Tay, mother, she has so many more fans and people on social media and things of that nature. What I'm saying is that Kendrick Lamar had a heck of a year, right? Coming off of being nominated for the Grammys again with Mr. Morale, coming off of that gun brutal takedown of Drake in this beef. And then he took over the summer because that song was everywhere. And then the music video and then the concert that he did. And like, yeah, if you're looking at this as a business person, everybody, like he literally drove industries where there were new podcasts created just to break down every lyric of every song in that beef that he had with Drake. I mean, I could go outside right now and say certified lover boy and just hold a pen up, pretend like it's a mic, and that kids down the street are gonna finish that lyric. Like it's just incredible what he was able to do off of that back and forward. I think that's why Jay-Z ultimately made a business decision because Wayne is a little bit older and nostalgia would have been great. He's got a lot of hits. He's in New Orleans. We've had local support. But as far as who will move the needle of, like, are you going to stay put during the game? And are you going to bring people in to see, is he going to actually play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl? Is A Monitor going to ring out all throughout that New Orleans? A Monitor, look, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably, you do that, you literally going to have thousands of people in and outside the stadium and at home. Monitor! Like, come on, man. Name me your favorite lyric from your favorite song from the Dead Poets or the Dead Tortured Poet, whatever, Society. Taylor Swift has new music out. Name me something from her.
Huh?
Do you talk to people in Ukraine? Do you talk to people in Australia?
Wait. Ask your question. Hang on.
Do you talk to people in Africa?
You said, did I talk to people? Are you asking if I've talked to people in Africa?
In Australia.
I have some friends. Wait. What we're having is some crossover. Hang on, we're having some crossover. I'm going to mute both me and Royce's microphone. Give me some time after I finish the question before you actually answer it so there's not anything lost in translation. All right, so ask your question again in 3,
2, 1. Do you talk to people in Australia? Do you talk to people in Iceland? Do you talk to people in Iran, Iraq? Do you talk to people in Ukraine? Who do they like more?
I would assume. Hold on. Go ahead, Royce.
No, I don't know who they like more. I don't know. I mean, you have to. That's like. First of all, let's get down to the business part of it, right? Lil Wayne is very, very, very international. Like he had a great run, right? But if you want to talk about music and etiquette, and first of all, Lil Wayne hasn't had a successful full run of any of his songs since he's been on tour. Every tour that he's been on in these last 5 to 8 years, that man cannot even remember his lyrics. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of like when you look at Kendrick Lamar, he is a polished tool. He doesn't forget his lyrics. I mean, he'll go to another level with his lyrics and put it in another octave, or he's just so perfect with his timing and his stage presence. I'm not knocking Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne is one of the greatest to me, but when it comes to performance etiquette, Lil Wayne can't remember his raps. He'll tell you that he'll have to go on Google and type in Lil Wayne raps to remember his raps. And if you looked at his last performance when he performed a couple of weeks ago, that man cannot remember a milli from nothing. And 2 other songs, like you got to be able to deliver when you. I'm not saying he don't deserve to be in it, but he need to show and prove that he can perform at that, and he has before. I'm not taking nothing from, but the Lil Wayne lately, his mind is a little. All them drugs caught up with him, love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking him. I wish he would, but he's not prepared. Really, he hasn't shown proof that he can finish a full song and finish some full lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but even though the Super Bowl is watched worldwide, there's not nowhere near as much as density of viewers in America, I mean, in other countries compared to America. You can take other countries out that don't watch the Super Bowl, and America's numbers alone would still outdo them. You know what I'm saying? So when you do say who likes Lil Wayne, okay, cool. But I guarantee you, if Lil Wayne did this Super Bowl, people would be very disappointed because he's going to forget his lyrics. You know, I hope he can get stuff together.
Actually, hang on. Audio issues with your mic. Just give me a moment. I'm going to make sure we have some good spacing. Here's my thoughts. To Ashley's point, international sales, right? As far as albums sold, Kendrick Lamar, 10 million. Lil Wayne, 100 million. Taylor Swift, 200 million. But here are a couple of things. She has been offered a few times by all accounts. And she has turned them down a few times by all accounts. And to Royce's point, your live performance matters. And by all accounts, Mother is not a very good singer live. And I think her and her team have been turning this opportunity of the Super Bowl down. For one, I don't need it internationally. 200 million albums? Are you kidding me? Those are Michael Jackson numbers. Okay? Lil Wayne got too high, gets too drunk. He's late. Sometimes don't even show up. Sometimes he just leaves early. He's a wild card. We don't know. And on top of all that, Kendrick Lamar, by all accounts, you're not going to have to worry about his live performances. They're fantastic. You're not going to have to worry about, because he's been in the Super Bowl before in a very small capacity, but he has done it, right? You're not going to have to worry about him being late or storming off because, the crowd ain't feeling me. Larry David used to do that in the Comedy Cellar. They say he would walk up to a microphone about to give a set and look at the crowd and go, nah, and just walk off, right? They have to keep that into account. And by the way, everybody has been talking about this Kendrick Lamar performance, right? And then he just very subtly releases a song. I told my daughter about this. I said, I think he may be going at the entire industry. That would be interesting to watch. But I can't tell if he's doing that or going for commercial success. It seems like commercial success, and then he quietly releases this song where he's asking Lecrae and D1 to please help us, bro.
Yeah.
What's he about to do? Because I'm saying he's all about unity and forgiveness and spirituality. I think one of the greatest things he could do is have Taylor Swift, Drake, Lil Wayne, and all of them on the stage with him. Whoa, what a story.
He got a song with Taylor Swift anyway.
I know. And you don't think J-Z, the crew businessman, the shaker and mover behind the scenes and on stage, is not thinking about all these?
He a hustler. Them 2-for-1s.
He knows. He's got a knack figuring out what people want. At one point, it was drugs, so he became the best drug dealer in his neighborhood. Then it was rap. He became one of the greatest rappers of all time. Then it was business. He made himself a billionaire. Even in his marriage choice, holy crap, Beyonce, quite the get. His beautiful life, by all accounts, fantastic. So I don't think he's doing this just because it's a fad. I think he is looking at a lot of different metrics and he knows what's going to make this thing pop. People did not want Usher at the Super Bowl by and large because of that international success was not there. And the NFL itself is trying to expand their reach. That's why you have a game in London and Mexico and Ireland. If you're the NCAA opening up in Ireland this year, they're coming. They want those footballers to play football and spend their money and get their fans and merchandising and all that. There's a lot. Even the producer has some issues, I believe, with Wayne once upon a time. Now, that's why my mama said treat everybody right. Lil Wayne could not have expected that gum Super Bowl would be in New Orleans and then he would not be seriously considered. Right? And he had no clue that the guy who runs the production for the Super Bowl was a guy that he kind of clashed with back in the day. So there's a lot going on. So Mr. Young of Dragons, there's a lot of ground to cover. I try to sprinkle it with all kinds of seeds of information, backstory, context, so on and so forth. Please go ahead and take us home on this subject.
Unforgettable, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't know what just happened. That felt like a mic drop moment.
It like I told you before. I understand everything where she's coming from. I just consolidate it and just be like, hey, I think it was a business move. That's all I'm saying. Because if that's the case, Lil Wayne should have been complaining about the other 9 Super Bowls.
Yeah, in New Orleans, right?
Because as far as I can remember, wherever the Super Bowl has been, I mean, how many of those people that performed were from that area?
That doesn't usually happen. Even Usher last year.
When Prince played in the Super Bowl, was it in
Indiana,
Milwaukee, where he from?
Is it Milwaukee? Oh, I'm thinking
Minnesota. Yeah, he's from Minnesota. Was it in Minnesota where he from? No. 50 Cent performed in L.A. Where he from? He's from New York. He's from New York, and he did Dr. Dre. He went in there and rapped with Dr. Dre, and he ain't even from the West Coast. It was supposed to be a West Coast thing, but Dr. Dre said, "Oh no, I'm gonna get people that were on my. I'm gonna put my artists on there." Eminem is not from L.A. Eminem is where he's from Detroit. Like, it's a business move, But I feel him like, don't get me wrong. Like, I would have loved to see Lil Wayne, but I don't trust Lil Wayne right now. He need to rehabilitate and really focus.
Wrap all that. Get to it, Royce. Will dadgum Kendrick Lamar find a way to entice Lil Wayne enough?
I think so.
To get on this with him.
I think he will, because they got a song together too.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, like, Kendrick Lamar and Drake got songs together. That's what I'm saying.
You never know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know who might pop out and show. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Think about it. Look, that's a play on words. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. Who's going to pop out with them? Jay-Z's full of surprises, man.
Bro, give me Lecrae, give me D1 coming out there. Like, first of all, you gotta open with that song, right? You gotta get to the part and you gotta let everybody ring it through to the heavens.
Yeah.
Right? Certified lover boy, certified.
Yeah. Wop, 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 wop. You got to.
Come on. I'm gonna do my stuff.
Yeah.
Try to strike a chord, but it's probably
cut the song right there. Next one. Yeah.
But like literally, no, I want Lecrae and D1 to come out and do a song about forgiveness. And then I want Lil Wayne. And then I want Drake. And even invite Mother to do their song together. Man, this could be such an opportunity. If you're really about that life, because he's all about God and spirituality and growth and all these things, that means that has to include Drake. There's a specific thing that in the Torah all the way to the New Testament, literally treating people outside of your faith and your enemies well is literally in the book.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So how far is this? Just because I really hate him and I wanted to make some money off of this, or are you really trying to change lives? How awesome would that be? Come on, man. Jay-Z, call me. We'll figure this out together, bro.
He know what's up. He know what's up, man.
Last word, Mr. Royce. Tell him where he can find you. Your last word on
man. This. Yeah, I've heard enough of me already. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey y'all, vote for who you want to vote for. I'm taking the Ashley route with this. Vote for who you want to vote for because it ain't gonna affect me, or is it? I don't know. But vote for who you want vote for. And for those who don't understand, independence means you have a choice. That means you're not tied to one side. You know, I am no longer on either plantation. I am no longer attached to their political bosoms. You know, I've learned a lot through this journey. As far as just researching things, getting some things wrong, getting some things right, getting some things I just don't know what the heck is going on. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as I look up this information, as I research, whatever I get right, whatever I get wrong, I know for some reason that in my heart on certain decisions, a discernment and a spirit hits me. And sometimes we have to really listen to that spirit over what's being said by these lesser of two evils, as you guys say. You know, I'm not here to tell you that you need to believe in God, but you need to believe in something or in a higher power. This is freedom of religion. Pick one, right? I will say this. If you just look at the patterns, if you just open up your Bible and just read through Revelations, just read that. And open your mind and just be like, what has happened thus far that I've read in Revelations already? And if those things have happened up to that point, then you can expect the rest of the things to happen, because this is really a spiritual warfare. The more and more I think about it, the more and more that I grow. And I'm trying to grow more and more away from debating and arguing with people, even though it does tickle my fancy and I love it. You're right. But there's one thing I want to say to the people. You can talk about who I'm voting for or talk about who I'm not. You can call me Kunta minus the TA. You feel me? You can call me all of that. But neither one of you can tell me that I had not put in footwork for my community the last 4 years, made history the last 4 years, along with my constituents such as Jamie and Paul and all others like that. The people that know. Y'all can't tell me that I ain't put in the work, because y'all weren't asking who I was voting for then, right? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So when people tell me, well, you can't say nothing if you don't know, don't vote. Well, I say you can't say nothing unless you ain't put in work in your own community. Kill your masters. Power to the people. My name is Royce Massengill. You can find me on all platforms at Royce's Rant, ROYCERANT. Thank you, Urban Academia. And thank you, Ashley, for always coming on here and speaking your truth in your mind. And at the end of the day, I love y'all. I'll help y'all, even if you do vote for Kamala, Miss Harris, or anybody. It don't matter. It's all about the people. Do what you do, live how you live, but also live with the consequences. Boom.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for Ashley. Forgive her and the technical difficulties. She got moxie.
Hey.
She got moxie. And I love having her on here because I always learn something when she's on here. Mm-hmm. Like, she forces me to literally get in my bag. You know, research is a thing I enjoy. And she's always hit me from an angle that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And then we go like, where did that come from? What site? And then next thing you know, I'm learning something. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Royce. Go ahead in the back room and relax. Don't hang up. You know, we always do our after show glow stuff. And I promise to keep it quick because we were doing some talking today, buddy. We were getting into them Joe Rogan numbers, you know. It looks like we're at 2 hours and 40 minutes and counting. Things. Man, we needed a Chulo Rich for this one, boy. We talked about crabs in the barrel mentality. And I'm glad that my guests tonight were able to point us in the direction of why are the crabs in the barrel? Do they belong naturally in the barrel? No. Just like if you put other crustaceans, right, like lobsters that was mentioned earlier on, in a pot, the way you cook them is you put them in nice, lukewarm, room temp water, and then you slowly heat it up and they're just sitting around in the pot, and they don't even realize it's getting hot until it's too late, and they're darn near cooked. I want us to break the dadgum bucket. I came up with what I believe to be a very unique way of looking at this political landscape and saying, who's putting the most work in their lie if they were both lying? I love the idea of building the criteria. You tell me what your goals and what your hopes and what your dreams are. And tell me, those 4 years under Trump, did you feel like it made a difference? Under Obama, Bush, under Biden, do you think under Kamala it would make a difference? And if not, you got to look around and figure out, well, where the frap can the difference be made? Because I guarantee you, you got a pothole in your yard or in your street, you're not going to be calling and getting through to the president of the United States. You're going to put your petition in, there will be bids made, there will be a schedule, and then some poor city worker is going to come and fill it, hopefully properly, so it doesn't continue to happen. That's what they say about change you can feel. And like Royce, I got so fed up that I told my wife, friends, and family that I was running for president. You only need really 3 things, technically. I'm a U.S. citizen. I am 35 years and older, right? And, oh man, what was the third one? So I am a U.S. citizen. I'm of age. And I'm actually eligible to fill out the paperwork. With that, I could have become president. I got laughed at by some of my friends back home in Columbia, Tennessee. My wife refused to give me her daggone vote. So I had to just go ahead and hang that up. Maybe I was getting crazy. But in the months of preparation for this, I learned a lot of things about how our political system works. And I can't get over 2 facts. 1, well, we'll say 3. We'll throw a bonus in there. 1, if the people got more involved, we could make a change. But we have collectively decided not to, and to believe what we're told, which is we cannot make a change. 2, if we wanted every single thing to be just fixed, if we actually wanted police officers and teachers, the heroes, the real heroes and soldiers and all that, to be paid properly and properly trained, we could do that with the snap of our finger. But we have chosen not to. And finally, in government and anything else, saying yes to one thing is saying no to another. So what are we saying no to? What are we saying yes to on an individual level? And how do we bring that beyond? The idea of looking at a Kamala Harris and only voting for her because she's black, I believe to be a grave error for black people. Yes, it does play a role. I guarantee you there are some Trump supporters out there who literally are only voting for him because he ain't that black woman. Guarantee you. So, what can we do? Let's look at the men and women in the mirror and see if we cannot move forward. But what you don't want to do is have that crab in the barrel mentality and down a dadgum Kendrick Lamar for getting such a great opportunity for him and his black family. We can't be out here in the street saying, he don't need it. Who is he? Do they listen to him in dadgum Zimbabwe? We just can't do it, black people. You will not see Jewish people get up here and disparage prominent Jewish members because they know how that's going to get aggregated amongst certain news outlets. Let's take a note from their page. Whether it be Kamala, Kendrick Lamar, or dadgum Royce, who will be running for dadgum House of Representatives or not. We can do better, I believe it. But hey, they say that's common sense. I heard that common sense isn't common, but join us each week as we try to acquire some. Sorry for going so long tonight. We got super excited, but I will see y'all later, man. Thank y'all so much for joining. Peace. For you.